Hi there, I'm Leigh Matthews and welcome to Fantastic Finals, our next edition, and today we're going back to have a look at the 1973 preliminary final between Collingwood and Richmond. And joining me today is Neil Balme, who of course was in the Richmond Guernsey that day, now current coach of Melbourne. Welcome to the program, Neil.
It's a long time ago. I can vaguely recall, actually more than vaguely recall, a fair bit about this game.
23 years ago, a lot of past under the bridge.
It's a long time ago, yeah.
What are your memories going into it?
I remember, from a personal point of view, I was struggling to get a kick a bit. I'd struggled a few weeks leading into it, and I don't know whether I was probably under the hammer for a game, I think, but and I remember finish up playing reasonably well in the game, so it was a good one from a personal point of view. From a team point of view, we were pretty positive about it. I think we were convincing ourselves that there was such a thing as the Collie Wobbles, which hadn't actually been called the Collie Wobbles.
Because Collingwood had finished on top of the ladder, but had lost the second semi to Carlton the week before.
Yeah, and I think we'd beaten them just prior to that, and probably one of the last home and away games, so we were pretty confident about it.
Let's have a look at the teams just to remind ourselves of some of the names that are playing in this particular game. And well, the back line there: Lee Adamson, centre half back; Paul Crenage, half back flank; Graham Jenkins, it was named at centre half forward, but I suppose with the benefit of hindsight, we know that Len Thompson's going to play there, Bartlett.
Yeah, he did pretty well, Tomo, there. I think he helped him a lot at centre half forward. We didn't expect it. I think Berkey picked him up initially, but I can't remember how the game went after that.
You often think as Len Thompson, we talk about the mobile ruckman in the 90s, that as a 6'7", as the measurement was then, he was extremely mobile for that size, wasn't he?
Oh, he's very athletic, Tomo.
Yeah. But so that's a comment to Wayne Richardson, Max Richardson, the two Richardson, George Bissett, Ron Rearmouth, all Rene Kink. Wonder what shape Rene's in these days.
I think that would have been one of his earlier games, I think, kicking in those days.
Yeah, started as a 16-year-old, didn't he? Barry Price probably in the latter part of his career would have been in 1973. And let's have a look at the Richmond team. Certainly some household names in the Richmond team back in that era.
I think, Royce Hart played and came on at half-time. He was carrying a bit of, I think it was a groin or maybe even a knee, some sort of injury.
He's not named in the team as we can see there.
I don't think Billy Norder played, but I'm not absolutely sure of that.
Came as an interchange, but and that Hunt at centre half forward. That of course is Rex Hunt. So this is to prove to people that Rex actually played football as well. And yourself at full forward, Wale Roberts in the ruck there, Ian Stewart in the centre, the triple Brownlow medalist again the latter part of his career at this point. Francis Burke, Kevin Sheedy. So. Great Richmond era, so many of those. It was the latter part
of Berkey's career too, but he played for another 8 years or so.
Like Michael Tuck, I think they're gone about 30. So there's some great names in that team. Few things we will see actually. There's a centre diamond, not the centre square, which is just an interesting. Was the early part of the centre square. How many years was the centre diamond in? I was just trying to recall.
I think only a couple of years. I think. I think it was. Was it 70? I don't know. It was in 72. So maybe only a couple of years, and then they went to the square, I think.
But Bill Dalla is the umpire, the current director of umpiring, and Mike Williamson, Bob Skilton are the commentators. So let's go without further ado back to have a look at that first quarter. Thank you.
At the MCG, umpire Bill Dalla bounces the ball, starting the first quarter of the preliminary final, Collingwood versus Richmond. The big sensation of the day is that Royce Hart, the Tiger captain, is 19th man. There's Graham Jenkins getting the first kick of the match. Jenkins selected at centre half forward. Will get Bobby Skilton to pick things up in a minute. Richardson of Collingwood having won the toss. They're kicking down to the Richmond end, or the outer end. Here's a chance for Max Richardson now in the early moments of the game. He puts it through. 30 seconds into the opening of the preliminary final. Max Richardson of Collingwood, a left footer right through the big ones. Bobby.
A great goal, Mike, and a real morale booster for the Collingwood side as we saw that one come out. But there were quite a few changes for Collingwood, with Graham Jenkins opening up in the first ruck, Len Thompson going to centre half forward, Alan Atkinson to a half forward flank, and Alan Holmes to a wing. As we're from the bounce, we see Jenkins up high, but it was Roberts who got the knock away. Taken by Wood of Richmond. He's under a lot of pressure, but gets his foot to the ball. Up high was Holmes. He missed it, but he recovers quickly. Holmes comes out of the ball, out of the pack with the ball, swings it out wide, looking for Cranage, and finds Cranage on the centre wing position. Cranage, number 19 for Collingwood, the half-back flanker, coming right down from that position. Paul Cronage favouring the drop punt right down to the forward pocket. McGee up high from behind, and a good strong mark in defence taken by Robert McGee, the Richmond back pocket player of today. Wayne Richardson taking the relieving mark for Collingwood. Collingwood opening very smartly as Richardson drives the ball forward, punched away. It's taken by Sheedy. Sheedy under a lot of pressure is held too high, and Kevin Sheedy, the relentless defender for the Tigers, he comes to the outer members' side of the ground looking for Wayne Walsh. Walsh up in front of Holmes. A very good mark taken by Wayne Walsh. Walsh on the half-back flank at the moment. A high floating punt kick by Walsh goes towards the centre wing. Jenkins from behind, a juggling mark, and Jenkins it is who comes out with the mark. Graham Jenkins rising to the occasion so far in this game. When I say the occasion, being placed as number one ruckman, as a floating kick by Jenkins drops short. Could have been a free kick to Kane, but called play on as Wood comes out with the ball. Wood's kick smothered by Max Richardson. He tries to burst through. Could have been holding the ball, but called play on as we see Kevin Sheedy on the back of that pack coming up with it, and umpire Dalla will bounce the ball.
Bobby, what other changes can you see out there? Looks like Oborne in the centre.
I did call
Holmes is on the
Oborne,
wing.
Mike.
Holmes is on the wing. Where are the others gone? See if we can pick them up. The ball forced now towards the forward pocket for Collingwood, but a free kick has been paid here. Looks like it's going to Len Thompson.
No, it's Atkinson, Mike, and Atkinson is playing half-forward flank instead of the wing. As I said, Atkinson to the half-forward flank, Holmes to the wing, Oborne the centre, Thompson centre half-forward, and Jenkins in the first ruck.
Some switches, eh? And let's see what happens now as Atkinson comes up. He's only about 45 metres out. It's on its way. Looks pretty good. Gets through, and Collingwood away to a great start. Their second goal came up 3 minutes and 15 seconds into the first quarter.
Well, personally, Mike, I wouldn't have shifted Thompson out of the first ruck, but you can't ask for any more than the Collingwood side have done so far. 2 goals in 3 and a quarter minutes, and, you know, at this moment, although Thompson hasn't been near the ball, you could say the move is successful because that's all a coach could ask. It's from the knock, a big knock by Roberts, but he infringed against Jenkins. A little bit unfortunate, I'd say, as I don't feel it was intentional, but nevertheless, whether it's intentional or not, the free kick must be awarded. In this case, it goes to Graham Jenkins. Jenkins being a force so far, opening up as the first ruckman. Favouring the drop kick, a long kick by Jenkins, wide over Dean's head, but Bissett backs him up. Bissett takes the ball, a short kick, and it's taken by Kink, I should say. Rene Kink, the replacement for Peter McKenna today. He's wide on the forward pocket, close to the boundary, right on the boundary line, as you can see in the screen there. A kick from Kink, offline, and only 1 point results, but the mere fact that Kink would have taken that mark and had a shot at goal would give the young boy a big lift.
Bobby, they've really got the jump on Collingwood, haven't they, so early?
On Richmond,
rather. Collingwood have got the jump on Richmond.
Well, Richmond are yet to go into the forward zone at all, Mike, and that's, you know, all the players been on the Collingwood forward line so far.
Oh, look at the wind hold that up.
Wide, Wood, a hand pass from Roberts across to Kane. Kane gets it forward, taken by Sproul. Sproul puts it on to Roberts. He's under a lot of pressure, gets a hand pass forward, taken by Kane of Richmond, and now this is the first time that Richmond go forward. Richmond putting it down. There's a clash of players as we see Cranage come in. Cranage pushes the ball away. It's taken now, and a push in the back. It'll be Carter, a young boy playing his first game for Richmond. Noel Carter coming into the Richmond lineup for the first time, and he has the chance. A lot of pressure on the boy at the moment. As with Collingwood 2 goals, one Richmond yet to score, Carter the chance to bring up Richmond's first score. Carter only 10 metres out from goal. The kick, full points. Young Noel Carter showing all the necessary poise that's required in a final, making no mistake with that one. And as I mentioned about Rene Kink, that goal will give Noel Carter a big lift in his first game, mate.
Tremendous effort, Bobby. Wish we could see a little bit better on our monitor, however. Ball being brought back into the centre. The umpire, Bill Della. 7 points of difference at this stage. Here we go. Can Collingwood keep up this push forward that they've had going so far? A chance now for Stewart to drive the ball forward. Couldn't get away with it. Wood has it. Taken by Jenkins. He's been in everything, Jenkins. Dean gets the ball across here towards Oborn. Oborn coming through, has one bounce. A left footer right down towards the goal square. It's over the line in the forward pocket for Collingwood on the stand side. McGee to take the resultant kick. Oh, it's not a particularly good kick, almost marked there by Max Richardson. Through they come, Stewart is in there too high, and Stewart will take the free. Ian Stewart of Richmond now drives up to the centre-half forward position, or slightly over the centre. The wind held that up. There's no doubt in my book, Bobby, that wind's a lot stronger than we think up here. Stephen Ray with the ball.
I think it's blustery out there, Mike. I don't think
holding the
really,
ball up, going up to the scoreboard end.
I don't think it'll really favour either end, but it's blustery and will hold the ball up in the air.
Is it ever? There's a kick from Stephen Ray now. Players set themselves, man in front. Taken there by Cranage. Cranage goes to the flank position on the outer side. Clifton moves into position. Clifton running through the half-back flank area. Kicks up towards the wing on that outer side. There's a free kick Richmond's way. Seen by the umpire. Can't see who it's going to. Bit of mechanical trouble. Up they go. The ball knocked down here. Hunt comes in. Ball picked up by Oborn. He drives forward. Francis Burke comes into position. Gets the ball over to Sproul. Sproul up towards centre half forward, and the Whale takes a very strong mark. Ryan Roberts is a good 60 metres out. This will take a mighty kick to put this through. Roberts kicking to the scoreboard end. Gets under it a bit, and it's offline in any case, close to the pocket there. Knocked away, through they come. Lamb overruns the ball, picked up by Cranage. Cranage goes deep to the flank on the outer side. Wood is there, but they all stand around waiting, but Wood eventually recovers well. Through comes Max Richardson. He breaks clear, it's pressure. It's close to the boundary line on that outer side. And let's see what the umpire says, the boundary umpire, that is. It bounced over. So we'll take a throw in on the half forward flank for Collingwood on the outer side. Green and Thompson now. Thompson playing at centre half forward, goes up with Green. Neither gets a clear tap down, taken by Francis Burke. Burke goes out towards the wing. Georgie Bissett is there. The ball close to the boundary line. Looked to be over, and it was over. Oh, Georgie was off though, Bobby.
He knew it was out there, Mike. From the throw-in, it's Jenkins and Green. Neither player could get a clear knock at it. Green then punches the ball forward, but it's taken by Bissett. Bissett's left foot kick towards centre half forward, looking for Thompson. It's punched away by Burke. Recovered now for Richmond by Fowler. Fowler's high kick towards half forward. Hunt coming out. It's punched away by Adamson with good defensive play. Walsh leading in the race for the ball for Richmond. Walsh recovers it. Swings the ball down forward. It could have been after the kick, but a good umpiring on that occasion. As we see, now it's Clifton coming away for Collingwood. It could have been against Clifton again for holding the ball, but it's called play on as Clifton drives the ball towards Oborn. Oborn takes possession. He throws the ball forward. He's under a lot of pressure as Sheedy takes the ball away. Umpire Dallow allowing play to flow on as Sheedy looks for Green, and a glorious pass finds Mike Green. He goes on quickly with a hand pass to Kevin Bartlett, who has a bounce as he breaks through the centre of the ground. A shocking kick by Bartlett goes off the side of the boot, punched away. It's taken by O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan's kick straight across the ground. Jenkins up high, couldn't hold the mark. Neither could Dean. It's knocked forward as Kane of Richmond comes through. Kane's under a lot of pressure. It could be a free kick to Kane.
Would you have played that?
I would have, Mike, yes. There was no doubt in my mind that the Collingwood player was in the back of young Mervyn Kane.
Seemed to get him in the side from here.
As Kane puts the ball forward, down to the forward line. Roberts comes across, spoils Balme though, and it's taken by Gott. Gott's high kick, it's off the side of the boot. It's close, it's out on the full. Kick to be taken by Wayne Walsh, the Richmond wingman, who at the moment is on the half forward flank, right in front of the members stand, right on the boundary line. Kick from Walsh, dropping short, Balme's in front, it's over the top of the head. Could have been taken a mark almost, but called play on. As we see Gott get a hand pass to Bissett. Bissett puts the ball wide to the half-back flank. It's close to the boundary line. The ball bounces one way then the other and goes out of bounds before young Wood of Richmond could get to the ball. Ball out of bounds, outer side of the ground on the half-forward flank for Richmond. Richmond, of course, this term going to the scoreboard end of the ground. It's Jenkin and Green jostling for position as Green gets it over the back, but it's taken by Bissett. His kick smothered. It's recovered now by Salmon of Collingwood. A hand pass from Salmon goes forward as we see Max Richardson come through. He gets a hand pass to Bissett, and Bissett pushes the ball wide to the centre wing position. Thompson comes out, an awkward bounce. Sees Thompson attempt to put it back to Max Richardson. Players are going down like 9 pins at the moment as it gets wide. Taken by Robert Dean of Collingwood. Dean's kick goes forward. It's Clay and Kirk coming across. We see McGee of Richmond over the top of the ball. Held was Clay, and there's no doubt that it's a free kick to Dick Clay. Collingwood fans not particularly happy, but it was easily a free kick to the Richmond fullback Dick Clay. Clay's kick, not a good looking kick, dropping short. We see coming across Holmes, who was selected in the centre, but at the moment playing on a centre wing position. Holmes, a lovely kick from Holmes, right down to the teeth of goal. McGee's right on the line, and McGee attempting to mark it before it went through. Unfortunately, didn't quite take possession, and it's 1 point. 1 point to Collingwood, takes them now to 2-2 with Richmond on one straight goal. Dick Clay. This is a better kick from Clay, straight up the centre of the ground. McGreen's in front, makes no attempt to mark, punches it forward. Salmon also makes no attempt to take it as he gets it down to Oborne. Oborne a strength so far in the centre, looks for Thompson, it was over Thompson's head. Fowler breaks away from the back line, a high kick from Fowler, goes to the centre wing, Bissett's waiting for it, and Bissett with the great courage that Bissett has got, stood his ground and takes the chest mark. George Bissett.
He would know he didn't like it too. Bissett now takes a short one. Doesn't quite come off, but here's a chance now for Dean to put them forward. And they're going in pretty hard on Wayne Richardson, the Magpie skipper, has marked. Between the forward pocket and forward flank on the outer side. There's a lead from young Kink, number 45. Richardson now, it's a long kick, but it's off the side and out on the full. Looks like Dick Clay to take it. Clay's kick, oh, it's a nice one too. Deep to the half-back flank on the outer side of the ground. Green goes up there, but Robert Dean cuts in and takes a very strong mark. Gee, Jenkins proving his worth too. He made sure that Michael Green couldn't get that mark. Kick now from Dean, not a particularly good one. Up goes Thompson, the ball knocked away from him. Here's Kink. Kink tries that bit extra, punches it forward towards Bissett. Bit of inexperience then, Bob. I think a player like yourself would have put the ball very quickly onto his boot. Trifle show of inexperience. Clay now kicks out, goes forward, and the ball is marked there by Max Richardson. Max Richardson about to drive the Magpies forward. Oh, it's a nice kick. It's right into the goal square. Thompson's in that lot from behind. No mark, however. It's forced over the boundary line. There'll be a throw-in. Listen to the Collingwood crowd. They thought that should have been a mark. Try and takes place once again. Hurd knocks the ball down, taken there by Kane. Kane goes deep to the flank position on the outer side of the ground. There's Dean. Trying to get away from Woody. Get a free kick. Oh! Little George and Fowler having a tete-a-tete out there. As Dean from the half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground kicks up to the Richmond or outer goal. Look at the pack flying there. McGee hooks it over and through 4-1 behind. Taking the scoreboard to Collingwood. 2 goals for 16 Richmond, 1 goal straight, and we're coming up to the 16-minute mark rather in the first quarter. There's Dick Clay kicking out, goes straight up the centre.
Glorious kick by Clay into the centre. It's punched forward. It goes towards Max Richardson, who brilliantly gets it to Thompson. Thompson straight down the centre of the ground. A glorious goal by Thompson. Great play by Max Richardson. He made no attempt to get that ball. Punched it forward to Thompson, and the big fella certainly did the rest. Well, as we mentioned earlier, the moves of Thompson to centre half forward, Jenkins to the first ruck, so far have certainly paid dividends for Collingwood, as Jenkins is proving an acquisition at the first ruck, and Thompson, although that's his first kick of the game, put that one right through the centre.
The thing that strikes me, Bobby, they're playing with a lot of confidence, the Magpies.
Very much so, Mike. Neil Mann said before the game that his side was very confident, and they were particularly sure that they would win this game. From the knock, we see it taken this time by Oborne, who's well on top in the centre so far, getting many kicks. It's taken by Cranage. Crane's high left foot kick towards the wing. Atkinson coming across, but a great mark in defence taken by Kevin Sheedy. Sheedy with a hand pass to Walsh, puts Walsh under a bit of pressure, but a left foot kick from Walsh goes straight down the ground. He was knocked over after he kicked the ball, and the kick will be taken downfield by Rex Hunt. Hunt with the ball. Della still having held up play. Now signals play to go on as Rex Hunt uses the drop punt to put a high kick right down to the teeth of goal. Balme in front of the pack. It's taken by Carter. Carter's left foot kick offline, unfortunately, and 1 point goes on the board. Richmond 1 goal 1, both kicked by young Carter, and Collingwood 3-4.
This kid shows a lot of promise, Carter, doesn't he, Bobby?
He was in fine position then, Mike. He made perfect position to get in front of the pack and take the big knock that was obviously going to come down, and he was quick to put it through. Unfortunately, was offline. As Clifton puts a kick up, it was a great effort to mark by both Roberts and Clifton, taken by Williamson. Williamson kick wide to the half-forward flank. McGee comes down from Richmond, forces it forward, carries the ball over the line before Wayne Richardson could get there, and there'll be a throw-in on the half-forward flank for Collingwood, out of sight of the ground. Thompson and Roberts jostling for positions. Thompson takes the ball, a high hand pass, goes to Max Richardson. Good play on that occasion. Richardson goes short, looking for Bissett. Bissett takes possession of the ball, goes one way, then the other. He doesn't know where to go. He goes short, looking for Kink. Unfortunately, the kick was too short for Kink, and it bounces before Kink could get his hands to the ball. Carried past him and over the boundary line for a throw-in, this time on the opposite side of the ground in the forward pocket for Collingwood. Roberts gets a big punch away in defence, but he's been infringed against by Hurd. It'll be Roberts to take the free kick in the back pocket for Richmond.
Bobby, I bet Brian Gleeson and all the folks up there in Canberra at the Lakeside International will be enjoying this one. Boy, what a ripper, and we're certainly looking forward to this week and next week. Thompson pushed well out, but it's called play on. Chance for Sheedy. Sheedy tries a long hand pass over to Fowler. It comes off. Fowler over the wing position up towards the half-forward flank. Ball forced over the boundary line. Of course, up there in Canberra, Bob, you've been there. We've got many friends up there, but at the Lakeside International...
A beautiful motel, Mike. You could not stay anywhere better.
Well, they've got a big screen up there, and they'll be seeing it a lot better than we are here. Ball in the centre of the ground. A chance for Dean, who's playing a particularly good game to drive the Magpies forward. Could have been a free kick to McGee then, but it's called play on. Over the line, there'll be a throw-in between the forward pocket and half-forward flank for Collingwood on the member stand side. Throw-in, Thompson comes in to do issue, but it's the Whale who taps it down to Bartlett. Kevin Bartlett, very fleet of foot, up towards the wing position. Oh! Jenkins is playing like a man possessed. He's really firing. There's another magnificent drop kick deep into the forward zone. Thompson has the ball knocked away. Taken by Burke, who could put his kick in, and a free. Would you pay that?
I wouldn't have, right now. Francis Burke, who has made a remarkable recovery to be able to come back after such a serious knee injury. Kick from Burke, dropping short, Fowler in front, and a great mark by Fowler. Great from the point of view of courage, as that he was coming back. Fowler wastes no time, getting a hand pass to Sheedy. Sheedy's offloaded after he kicks the ball, and the kick will be taken downfield by Robert Lamb of Richmond. Lamb. Cranage trying to make sure that in doing so...
What was your opinion?
My opinion was a free kick downfield. I agree with umpire Dell.
Yeah, pretty close though, wasn't it?
Well, whether it's close or not, Mike, the decision that says you can't do it after you've kicked the ball. As Lamb puts it down, almost a great mark by Green. It's hooked over the shoulder. A great effort for a goal, but unfortunately it was offline and only 1 point results.
You ever roast umpires, Bob?
I disagreed with him before, Mike. I said that it wasn't a free kick to Francis Burke, but I give credit where it's due. You, unfortunately, if you don't like somebody, and don't you like Della?
I never said anything about it. I asked your opinion. I never made any comment at all.
As we see that kick from Clifton, and Big Brian Roberts stands his ground. Didn't even get off the ground at all as far as his feet were concerned, and a good mark taken by Roberts. Roberts puts the ball forward. Green comes across. Skilton unfortunately tripped over the top of the Collingwood player. Waves there, threw the ball out when he was being held, and the kick will be taken by Doug Gott, Collingwood's back pocket player. Gott, normally a beautiful kick, should put the ball right out of danger for the Woods. He goes short, looking for Adamson. Walsh comes across. Not good play by the Collingwood defence then. And they're very fortunate to get out of it as we see O'Callaghan with the free kick. O'Callaghan goes straight up the centre of the ground. He goes long. Thompson from behind, using his height to advantage. And it was Thompson who quickly goes on with a hand pass to Woburn. He breaks past a couple of players. Francis Burke gets to him in time, able to offset him. Fowler plays on. A hand pass quickly to Sheedy. And Sheedy runs away from the half-back line. He drop kicks the ball down over the centre wing. Coming across was both Hunt and Adamson. Both players punched the ball, and it's carried over the line and out of bounds on the centre wing position, members' side of the ground. Thompson coming right up from centre half forward to compete for the knockout as Jenkins stood back there. You saw Jenkins in the screen standing well back from the knock as Thompson came right down. Thompson gets the kick, goes for short, looking for Oborne, who's been getting away from Stewart. Oborne goes over the top to Bissett. Bissett wastes no time in putting the ball forward. A floating kick from Bissett, punched away by McGee, knocked forward by Kane. Taken now by Dean, whose kick goes down. It's bouncing one way than the other. It might be a goal. No, it's offline. Only 1 point results. It could have gone either way, and the bounce, although swinging back almost at right angles, unfortunately only went through for 1 point.
Bobby, had those goals, had the post been a yard further back, it would have gone through for a goal. It was bouncing in such a manner. Waiting for Dick Clay now to kick out. We're at the 23-minute mark into the first quarter of the preliminary final. There they go, the whale in front, but Jerker knocks the ball away. That's Jerker Jenkins, right down into the forward zone, taken by Wearmouth. He cops a forearm jolt, taken by Wayne Richardson, hooks it around and one behind. Collingwood now 3-6 to Richmond 1-2.
That's 9 scoring shots to 3, Mike, and it just shows how much of the play Collingwood have had so far.
Oh yes, but it's a bit early to think that Collingwood are really on top. We've seen Richmond in this predicament before, and they've got some big guns yet to fire as Dean of Collingwood puts it down towards the goal square. The big men fly. Atkinson went up there, but here's Francis Burke. He'll get his kick in, but under pressure he was scragged and he's put it over on the full. Thompson to take the kick. Umpire Bill Della bringing Wayne Walsh back onto the mark. Thompson has kicked one. Tell you what, this will be a mighty kick if he can put it through, and he has! Glorious goal! What for Tomo?
A beautiful goal by Thompson then. One that you know, there's no doubt that it must lift the...
You'd be honest with me, before you go any further, did you think he'd kick it? Now come on.
I didn't think he'd kick a goal. I knew he was going to kick it.
Yeah, kick a goal, you know what I meant. I tell you, it was 100 to 1 with me.
That's understandable with you.
Back in the centre, up they go. It's Collingwood trying to get the ball forward, but Ian Stewart puts the ball to the half-forward flank for the Tigers, taken by Rex Hunt. Hunt back into towards centre half-forward. Through comes Holmes. Holmes of Collingwood down to the forward zone. Up goes Thompson. Here he covers quickly. He tries a hand pass across here to Max Richardson. He screws it around. That almost was marked in the last line of defence, but it had gone through for one behind. Gee, they're looking good, Collingwood. 4-7-31. Richmond 1-2-8.
Showing far more pace and anticipation than Collingwood, Mike.
Clay now switches the kick out to the member stand flank. Up goes Stewart, just couldn't control it. Went over the line with it. There'll be a throw, and Collingwood's half-forward flank on the member stand side. Thompson goes up there. Francis Burke with him. The ball knocked forward here. Nobody able to clear it, but a chance, for Oborne. Copped that one pretty hard too. There's in the back. In the back to Kane of Richmond. Kane's kick goes to the weak position on the member stand side. Hunt's in there, but the ball is knocked away. It'll go over the boundary line. You can see that coming 1 mile off. Holmes just couldn't keep it under control. Thrown on the wing position on the member stand side. Green goes up there. Green gets a tap away too. Bartlett comes through but ran right into Wayne Richardson, allowing Bissett to come through. His kick going across the ground. Easily marked by Wood of Richmond. Wood now tries for the centre-half forward posse. Hunter's there, almost lost his head. Courageously picks the ball up. Drives down forward. Neil Balme goes up and coming across is Roberts. The whale has marked. Now Roberts is no more than 15 metres out. He is directly in front. It was a very strong mark he took too. It's on its way, and he's goaled at the 27-minute mark into the first quarter.
It's not often Richmond have got forward, Mike, but
no.
They've made the most of their opportunities with the 2 goals from Carter and Roberts. But you know, so far all honours must go to Collingwood because they've completely dominated play so far in this quarter.
There's the Richmond runner out there speaking to Kevin Bartlett. Scoreboard now reading Collingwood 4-7-31, Richmond 2-2-14.
Big Bob Hurd coming into the ruck for the first time with Jenkins going to the forward pocket. It'll be Hurd and Mike Green competing for the knock. Hurd got the knock as they both players jostle for position. It comes forward. Kane comes out, but it's knocked forward by Wayne Richardson. He couldn't take possession of the ball as Sproul intercepts for the Tigers. Sproul using a drop kick, but it didn't come off the boot like a drop kick as Big Roberts comes down from the pocket, couldn't take possession of the ball and forced it over the line, and the throw-in will result in a half-forward feint for Richmond outer side of the ground. Roberts, both number 15s. Roberts of Richmond. Hurd. Roberts got the knock taken now by Wood. Wood puts a high kick down forward. Wood kicked the ball. Was Lamb in possession. Bartlett picks the ball up, drives it forward, punched away by Clifton. It goes now towards the Richmond player. And the bottom of that pack is Stewart. Stewart and Clifton having a little teet-a-teet as we see Balme come forward. Umpire Dalla deciding that the play had to be held up and the ball will be bounced. Jeff Clifton making sure that Stewart wasn't going to get up off the ground in a hurry. From the bounce, it's again Hurd and Roberts. Roberts got the knock, but it's taken by Wayne Richardson. Richardson goes straight across the ground looking for Atkinson. Atkinson leads Sheedy in the race for the ball. He's got far more pace than Sheedy. He balks around, gets past Sheedy, has plenty of time to steady up, has a couple of bounces, goes for a hand pass to Thompson. Thompson swings around, runs around Sproul. A hand pass to Max Richardson, back to Thompson. And so the Woods go forward with a long kick by Thompson. It could be a goal! Great goal by Thompson. That's his third. Thompson putting his third goal on the board. And I repeat once again that Collingwood with their positional changes, although I personally wouldn't have done it, I've got to admit that they are completely successful with Thompson already having 3 goals on the board.
Thompson has been criticised, and probably with justification, that in finals matches on the MCG he's never shown his best form. Well, he's blown that theory sky high so far today, Bobby.
Has he ever, Mike? As we see Green get a hand pass knock over the top. Carter put a left foot to the ball. It goes straight across the ground. Dean comes across. It's play on as Dean gets a hand pass towards Bissett. Bissett's under a lot of pressure, but he handballs over the top to Dean. Dean back to Bissett, and Collingwood falls forward again as Bissett drives the ball wide. Up goes Clay. Couldn't. Yes, he does run the mark. It's a glorious mark by Clay. Great extra mark. But a free kick has been paid to McGee.
McGee now from the back pocket on the outer side of the ground. It's a nice kick, drives straight up the ground. Nobody able to take the mark. Hurd taps it, but it goes right in the arms of Kane. Kane of Richmond. Over centre half forward, the pack flies. Knocks the ball away, taken by Crenage of Collingwood. Crenage goes right down towards centre half forward. Oh! And Michael Green had that ball in his hands, and Dean came like the daring young man and took it. There's a short one, it could be dangerous, but it comes off to Max Richardson. Max Richardson breaks clear. He places the right end. Puts it through. It's another one.
Collingwood 6 goals 7 as Max Richardson kicks his second. 6 goals 7 Collingwood. Richmond 2 goals 2. Well, you couldn't possibly imagine a start like this one.
Bobby, I said at about midway through this quarter that they were playing confidently. Hell, that was the greatest understatement of all time.
Collingwood really looking good.
Richmond now under pressure now. I wonder how much longer they'll leave Royce Hart sitting on the bench. There they go. It's Hurd getting the tap away from the Magpies. Sproul comes in there, couldn't get away with it. Picked up by Brian Roberts. Roberts kicks to the half-forward flank on the member stand side. But it's all Collingwood there on this bounce, shall we say. It's picked up by Holmes. Holmes works it back in towards the centre of the MCG. Francis Burke, courageous as ever, goes up and takes the mark. The siren goes, ending a sensational first quarter with the scoreboard reading Collingwood 6-7-43, Richmond 2-2-14.
Well, quarter time and a 29-point lead to Collingwood. Balme, they had a good quarter, in a bit of trouble.
Not looking good.
Yeah.
I'm glad I know the result, or I'd be a bit worried about it.
And the other thing that occurred to me is the kicking skills. I mean, we'd see a fair bit of torpedo punts, occasional drop kick, and only about half the players were probably kicking the drop punt. The ability to give the ball to each other improved
they persisted with those torpedo punts, didn't they?
Yeah.
They were going all over the shop.
Yeah,
but, it was a bit different in those days. Certainly, there was never any real direction to actually find a player. It really was to get it long and then contest and crumb and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. The Tommy Hafey, the coach of Richmond, his general game plan in a sentence or two, what?
Well, particularly in those days, and when you watch the game, you can see why they did, because there wasn't the precision that perhaps we expect nowadays. So it was really contest really hard, run hard, get the numbers around the footy, and kick it as long as you can and start again. And effectively, that's what we did. Wasn't working all that well to this stage for us, but Collingwood played a similar style, didn't they, really?
Yeah.
And they picked off a couple of times. But
and the other thing that occurred to me at the boundary throw-ins and ball-ups, there wasn't as big a pack of players around those areas as we often see.
Yeah, I think we were responsible for our opponents, but it wasn't quite the even Bartlett, who was such a prolific ball getter in those days, wasn't at that stage really tagged. It wasn't until a little bit later that he was really tagged. So we played positions more, I think. Yeah,
I think so. And actually, there's a great duel at centre half forward, centre half back. Len Thompson, centre half forward, and Francis Burke gets centre half back. We've seen the best of both of them in some ways.
Yeah, I think Bobby Skilton would rather have his time again, because he's in the start. I don't agree with the move, but he kicked three. I do. Before coming in, I was thinking about the game, and I remember that was one of the real. Surprises, I think, that they played Tomo there, and he did. I didn't realise that he kicked three in the first quarter, but played very well. But Berkey, I could see he would be saying to himself, "Oh well, let's get on with it," as Berkey would. Yeah.
We saw some examples of his desperate chasing that just got enough to put the pressure on the player with the ball.
And Sheedy, when he got run over the top of, I think with Max Richardson, I think, but that's the sort of player that Sheeds was too. He just always put himself in the way.
They were. So, quarter time is a 29-point lead to Collingwood. Let's go back and have a look at the second quarter.
At the MCG, Bill Dalla about to bounce the ball, starting the second quarter of the preliminary final. And the scoreboard reading Collingwood 6-7 to Richmond 2-2. But Richmond will be kicking down with the aid of the breeze to the Richmond or outer end, and Stewart sends them forward immediately. Balme comes out, the ball bounces over his head. It's punched away towards Bissett here. Bissett in the back pocket now, takes a bit of a run. Bissett still running. Lamb has stopped in his tracks there as the ball is kicked to the wing position. Trickles up towards Collingwood's half-forward flank. Stewart and Wayne Richardson clash, and the ball forced over the boundary line. Collingwood's quarter, certainly the first quarter. Now Richmond with the opportunity of coming right back into it. Jenkin on the ball there, doing a magnificent job so far. Roberts in front of him, up goes Jenkin. Oh boy, Oborne takes it in towards centre half forward. Francis Burke comes through. He's showing that he can do it too. Burke now to the half forward flank on the member stand side. Lamb comes in there, overruns the ball. Crenage of Collingwood with it. Crenage swings around, steadies from the half back flank, sends the ball to the half forward flank. Here's a go. Oh, Dean! Oh, Bobby, that's the second magnificent mark he's taken.
That's the understatement, Mike. It was a magnificent attempt by Green, not attempt mark, as Dean puts the ball forward. It's punched away by Francis Burke, goes right back to where Dean and Wood are there again. Dean bundles Wood out of the way. He's diving on Dean now. There's no chance of getting the ball out. There's four Richmond players on top of Dean, and umpire Dalla has no option but to bounce the ball. Bounce in front of the smokers stand on actually the members' side of the ground. from the bounce. We see Robertson Jenkins. Roberts couldn't get a clear knock. Sproul comes through over the top of the ball. A hand pass towards Wood. Wood takes possession and drives Richmond out of danger as it goes to the half-forward line. Green was up and it's punched away by Gott. Gott gets it forward again to Bissett. Bissett, a beautiful piece of play by Bissett. He drives it forward and Thompson comes down to take a lovely mark. 15-metre penalty being paid against Fowler for not allowing Thompson to go back for his kick. And I would say that Thompson will put this ball right into the tooth of goal. He's well out from goal. He's about 70 metres out. And not a good kick from Thompson. It's off the side of the boot. It's a real floater. It's punched away, going over the boundary line. And the throw-in will result in the forward pocket for Collingwood on the members' side of the ground.
It looked like an all-in at TV ringside. They threw so many punches at the ball, Bobby.
There was a number of players there, Mike. So we see it punch forward, taken by Francis Burke. He's still going as he forces it forward. A hand pass to Sheedy. Sheedy runs through centre half back. A long kick by Sheedy to the half-forward line. Carter couldn't take the mark. Lamb comes through, but Carter recovers. Good play by the youngsters. They force the ball down towards Green. It's Green and Balme. Balme comes through. A left footer is right in the face of goal. Only had to virtually tap the ball over the line, and Balme hooked the foot, hooked the ball, and went straight across the face and through for 1 point.
Come on, Neil, keep at it. His luck will change.
I think you'll find Balme will come right back today, Mike. I feel that he's the type of player that will rise to the occasion when he's really needed.
He's got to keep at it though, Bob, now after that. You know, you'd be inclined to think Helmer luck's out.
I agreed, and a great mark by Wood. He stood his ground as Collingwood players went right, left and centre around him. He played on quickly, drives the ball forward, it goes over the top, but unfortunately play has to come back. We see Jenkins, there's Della, Jenkins and Big Brian Wood, two heavyweights of the game, having a little word to say. And Della will probably have to come down and bounce the ball. Bissett waving there to try and indicate to Crane needs to move around a little bit and make the bounce further downfield. Collingwood fans moaning a little bit about Crane not being able to take the mark, but Della has to give it as he sees it. As we see Jenkins and Green, it's taken now by Wayne Richardson. Richardson hits the ball out of bounds on the full, and at least I'm sure they were happy for it to be out of bounds there than where the ball was previously bounced. Wayne Walsh favouring the drop punt, puts it right into the goal square. Jenkins up high, couldn't get near the ball. Green punches it forward, but it's taken by Gott of Collingwood. He breaks away, has a bounce in the goal square, has another one, he'll have another one as well. A hand pass over the top, no, he decides just a little short one. He goes on again, but it was bad play by Gott. He should have got the ball right out of danger. We see it picked up now, but Gott, fortunately for himself and Collingwood, has been paid the free kick by umpire Della. It wasn't good play by Gott though. In that position, he could have easily driven the ball right out of danger.
Not much room for fancy stuff out there today, Bob.
No chance, Mike. As we see a floating kick by Gott. Wayne Richardson couldn't take the mark. Francis Burke streams through, but so too does Holmes of Collingwood. Holmes puts the ball down, but unfortunately it goes straight to Mervyn Kane of Richmond. He takes possession and plays on quickly. A long kick by Kane towards the half-forward line. Coming across was Hunt. He couldn't take the mark. Walsh pushes the ball forward, gets a shove in the back, and Wayne Walsh will take the free kick.
Walsh is on the half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground. Richmond kicking down to the outer or Richmond end. Kick now, goes down, no mark, however, chance for Cranage. Gets the ball across here to Clifton. Clifton is held there by Balme. Forced over the line. Richmond fans singing out for holding the ball. But umpire Della saw it differently. There's Jenkins and Mike Green. Green gets a tap away there. Carter comes in there, dives on top of the ball and tries to bulldoze his way through. The kid was falling. It was a good effort. He's getting a free kick.
Too high, Mike.
Well, the kid deserved it. He bored in. He's kicked one. He's on an angle. This will have to be a magnificent kick. Dennis O'Callaghan on the mark. It's on its way, and the result, one behind.
Mike, Richmond have moved McGee to centre half back onto Thompson, Hunt to a back pocket, and Francis Burke to centre half forward.
Well, he's a goer, Burke.
I think they're worried about the height of Thompson as well, Mike.
And the mobility of him too, because McGee, the boy they put on him, is a very mobile player. Bit of jostling going on there. It's Roberts' free kick for mine. He'll get it. The Whale. What a clash of the big men. The Whale and Jerker Jenkins. Roberts on the half-forward flank on the stand side. Kicks down to the edge of the goal square. There they go. Taken there by Sproul. Sproul kicks. It lands in the goal square. Out comes Wee Georgie with it. Bissett now down forward. A chance for Bartlett. Bartlett swings around, blazes away and puts it through.
A real captain's goal then, Mike. Devon Bartlett acting captain today, and he used his pace to advantage then to really get clear of the pack and put that one through, and that'll be a morale booster for the Richmond side.
Jack Hill, the blind miner, can see, Bobby, Richmond are playing so much better in the early part of the second quarter.
Normally the wind doesn't really favour either end on this ground, with the wind blowing around a little bit, but I feel sure that it appears to today.
There, Jenkins gets the tap down. The ball forced forward to Stewart. Stewart a long one into the forward zone. Here's a go for Mike Green, the man in front, but Gott knocks it away. Ball now taken out of danger, up to the wing position, taken by Dean. Dean of Collingwood kicks it up to the half-forward flank on the stand side. The players fly, knocked away. Thompson has to run. Thompson pushes it in front of him. He's in the pocket, into the goal square. It goes. Here's the young kid, Rene Kink. A strong mark taken by Kink. 16-year-old lad, playing his first full game. What a day to come in. You can see the angle he's on. It's an acute one. He kicks and he's put it through. 8.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Well, it's good for Collingwood, Mike, that they can answer a Richmond goal as quickly as that. Richmond have to be able to get a couple of quick goals in a row without Collingwood being able to answer it. It was a good goal by Kink then, and I'm sure Dick Clay is not particularly happy at the moment.
I don't think the lad is overawed, Bob, by the occasion either.
Well, no, I understand before the game when somebody said to young Kink, "Are you worried?" He said, "Clay's got the worries, not me."
That's it. He's got the odds to nothing out there. The ball knocked away. Through comes Oborn, but Stewart's in there, pushing the ball in front of him, the champion, but it doesn't come out that way as Wearmouth picks it up for the Magpies. Into the forward zone once again, and it's Big Hurd. Hurd is marked. Thompson says, "Stand clear, lad, I'll get it for you." Has enormous arms. Hurd is approximately 20 metres out, directly in front. He kicks and there's another one to the Magpies.
Big Bob Hurd takes Collingwood to 8-7 as he kicks his first. Richmond 3-4. Well, there's a 5-3 break, and I'm certain that Neil Mann at the moment is particularly pleased with the way his moves have come off.
Well, they've got to keep going, Bobby.
Oh, undoubtedly, Mike. This game's not over by any stretch of imagination, as Richmond have often given sides big starts, and with their great determination, the way that Richmond keep boring in all the time, they'll get back into the game. As we see Green coming across, get it down, but Collingwood have got it covered again as Wearmouth picks it up. A hand pass to Dean, and Collingwood stream down the ground as a high kick by Dean goes towards Hurd, and that goes Hurd again. And Hurd takes his second mark in a matter of 30 seconds, and he has the chance of kicking his second goal in just that time. Big Bob Hurd, Rex Hunt having been shifted from centre half forward down to the back pocket position, would really be having his worries at the moment. Hurd, 40 metres out from goal, as he kicks it right through the centre. He makes no mistake, Hurd, as he puts Collingwood further ahead with his second goal.
In a minute and a half, and Collingwood have kicked 3 within 2.5 minutes. Oh,
3 in 2.5 minutes to take them to 9-7 with Richmond on 3-4. Umpire Bill Dalla back in the centre of the ground. Richmond desperately needing something. As it's Jenkins and Green. Jenkins up high, couldn't get the knock, but it comes back now where Lamb collides with his own teammate in Kevin Bartlett. And out of it all, we see a Collingwood free kick to to Cranage. Cranage with the ball. Cranage drives it to the half-forward line. Green coming across, couldn't hold the mark. It comes back to Bartlett, and Bartlett's knocked out of the way by McGee. It gets forward to Bissett. Bissett goes short, looking for Kink, and Kink accepts the mark. Kink has kicked one earlier in this term, the first of Collingwood's 3 goals in this quarter. Kink is 40 metres out from goal, and Angle, his kick's a shocker off the side of the boot, straight out of bounds on the full. Collingwood really driving it into Richmond at the moment. Richmond looking sluggish. They're not being able to keep up with Collingwood. Each time that there's a bounce in the centre, it's Collingwood who take possession and drive the ball forward.
Kane to take the kick. Thompson on the mark, forcing him to kick it high. Kane's kick goes out towards a half-back flank. Look at the players. They come from everywhere, taken by Bartlett, roving well. Bartlett gets it in towards the centre, but it bounces awkwardly. Through comes Wayne Walsh. He's on the opposite side of the ground, pushing the ball in front of him there. We find Stephen Ray of Richmond. Ray is tackled, pushed over the boundary line, and there'll be a throw-in on the wing position on the stand side. Jenkins and Mike Green going for it. Green gets the front position, but up goes Jerker and knocks it clear. Beautifully driven across here. And the ball taken by Holmes up towards centre half forward for the Magpies. Stewart knocks the ball clear, but Wayne Richardson comes in there. Sheedy's after him. In comes Dean. Wayne Richardson still there. He runs into trouble, and it's called play on. Taken by Walsh. Walsh gets the ball across here towards Kane. And a free kick has been plucked out of this. It's going towards Wood of Richmond. Wood of Richmond kicks in towards the centre half forward posse. Up goes the Wild from behind and takes a strong mark over Jerker Jenkins. Roberts tries a short one in here. Oh, man left unguarded. We'll get a free kick, or should. Stephen Ray. No, it's called play on. Through they come. The ball picked up by Salmon. Over goes Salmon. Stephen Ray picks up a hurried kick forward and a mark of defence to Leigh Adamson. Adamson kidding for a 15-metre penalty, and he gets it. Oh, Billy, I think you made a blue then. Adamson's kick up towards the centre half forward posse for the Magpies. Plenty of pushing and shoving. Should have been a free kick to Rex Hunt. There they go. Dean's on the bottom of that lot, and he's getting the free. Richmond unable to do anything right at this stage, and Collingwood the absolute opposite. There's a short one going forward. Oh, plenty of defenders there. Roving well was Ian Stewart. Kicks towards the wing position on the stand side. Francis Burke came through like a train. The ball pushed out here, and down goes Stephen Ray. Called play on, picked up by Gott. Gott of Collingwood now drives forward. Thompson's in this lot. He's bundled well out of position, but knocks it away from Green. Hunt comes in, couldn't pick it up. In comes McGee. A chance for Fowler now to relieve the pressure. He's tackled by Georgie Bissett. No trip, and Kevin Sheedy going crook. Throw-in takes place in Collingwood's territory. Thompson couldn't get a clear punch at the ball. Picked up by Green. He gets it across to Sheedy. Sheedy to Stewart. Stewart now towards the wing position on the member stand side. And a good mark taken there by Doug Gott. I think the Tigers might be getting just a little bit rattled, Bobby.
That is the understatement of the year, Mike.
I don't think anybody expected this sort of play from Collingwood. They're playing with such certainty. 15-yard penalty.
Another one as well, Mike.
A 30-yard penalty, and Doug Gott takes his Guernsey off. Oh, well, anything can happen in football. Gott's kick, it's a beauty, right to the edge of the goal square. They set themselves. Jenkins goes up a mile. Here's a go now for Kink. Kink in a bit of trouble. Hooks it over. This is close. It's very close. It's through. That's his second.
Good play by Thompson then, Mike. Thompson made no attempt to go near the ball then. He shepherded and made sure that no Richmond player could get near that one to touch it before it went over the line.
It wasn't a bad effort from the kid, was it?
Full credit, Mike. You know, as I said before the game, I personally would have played McKenna, but you couldn't do any more than young Kink has done so far. He's been a tower of strength down there. There's Gott without his Guernsey, Gott and Roberts as we see Green up high. Puts it down, but again it's Collingwood who take it away as Salmon gets it across to Cranage. Cranage kick goes wide to the wing. Kane comes down. He's been a good player for Richmond, one of their few. As Kane puts the ball forward, it's punched away by Bartlett, taken by O'Callaghan. He kicks it to Salmon. Salmon's held and throws the ball out according to umpire Della, and I'm inclined to agree.
17.5 minutes into the second quarter. Stephen Ray with the ball. Collingwood at 10-7. Richmond 3-4. What a lead, eh? 45 points in front, the Magpies. Stephen Ray within kicking distance comes up. Seems to be floating offline and forced through for one behind. Unbelievable. There's Gott now with a sleeveless Guernsey. As Clifton kicks out, Clifton goes straight up the centre, playing confidently. Up goes Francis Burke, couldn't get the grab. Dean pushes the ball forward and he'll get a free kick too. He's playing well, Dean. Dean goes towards the wing position. This won't quite come off because here's a battle. Stephen Ray with the ball, showing great endeavour, the lad. Stephen Ray swings it into the centre half forward position. Oh, blimey. There was a free kick not seen. But there'll be a ball up. A ball up at centre half forward for Richmond. Bounce, oh, it's an awkward bounce too. Bartlett goes up for the knockout, in fact. Taken there by Gott. Gott well shepherded, swings around, drives out towards centre half. Back up goes Max Richardson, couldn't quite pull it down, but it's taken there by Holmes. He tries to break clear, eventually gets a funny old kick in. Up towards his skipper in Wayne Richardson. Wayne Richardson clear now. Up towards Jerker Jenkin and Mike Green. Green comes out with the Rex Hunt rather, comes out with the ball and puts it close over the boundary line, in fact. Couldn't get much closer than that. There'll be a throw in on the wing position on the member stand side. Collingwood answering every challenge, Robert.
Everything that's thrown at them, Mike, they've risen to the occasion and been able to take it away rather than just, face the challenges. We see it get across to Bissett. Bissett swings the ball back. Not a good looking kick, but nevertheless effective as Jenkins takes it. A hand pass back to Dean. Dean tries to get it forward. Kane comes out for the Tigers once again, and Kane drives the ball forward. A floating kick goes past both Tigers. It's knocked back by Gott. Stephen Ray should have been a free kick to Ray. As Burke's over the top of the ball, tried to get it back. He's still going, Burke. Umpire Della missed that one to Stephen Ray, but he's been letting quite a few go, and it's not just Richmond that have been on the receiving end of that. From the bounce, we see it go to Sproul. Wayne Wilson came right over the top. Wood takes the ball. No, he doesn't take it close to the boundary line. He fumbled it, and it came off his boot and went out of bounds for a throw-in. Throw-in on the half-forward flank for the Tigers, out on the members' side of the ground. Big Brian Roberts hooks it back over the head, taken by Francis Burke. He gets a hand pass, but it goes straight towards Gott. Gott walks around, throws the ball down. And Carter tried to play on then, but umpire Della had already signalled the play to be held up, and Carter has to come back to the half-forward line to take his kick.
Tell you what, they're strong on that caper, aren't they?
On which caper, Mike?
Yeah, this business of pushing the ball down or putting it down in front of you when you grab.
Well, he's been consistent with it though, Mike.
That's right.
I'm not knocking all day.
I'm not knocking him, Bob. I was actually complimenting him.
All you ask of any umpire is consistency, and Della, with that decision, has done just that.
Quite right.
As Carter, not a good looking kick, it's swinging close to the boundary line. Big Hurd came across, but he couldn't take the mark. It could be a free kick to Hurd. It is. Neil Balme coming across well after the ball, unnecessarily pushed Hurd in the back as Hurd had already missed the mark, and it was through for 1 point. Hurd tries to go across the face of goal, but kicked the ball through the points and has to come across and come out this side of the ground. Neil Balme on the mark. Bob Hurd retrieving the ball to put the ball back into play for Collingwood, with Collingwood at the moment 10 goals 7, leading Richmond 3-5 as Hurd puts it up. Carter made a great attempt to mark. Walsh came out, was held with call play on as Bissett didn't look for any free kicks. He wasted no time at all. Max Richardson fell at the vital stage. It came off his boot and trickled over the line for a throw in the dead centre of the ground. George Bissett really rising to the occasion like many Collingwood players and being a great player, easily the best rover so far. As Jenkins up high over the pack, gets it straight though to Bartlett of Richmond. Adamson in front, it's punched away from Adamson, and umpire Della sees that Burke was over the top of Adamson and he gets the free kick. Adamson at centre half back for the Woods. A good kick from Adamson. Goes almost to centre half forward. Thompson's up. Couldn't hold the mark. It's taken by Bartlett once again. Bartlett's kick goes wide. It's a high floater as Cranage comes out. The ball, bouncing the ball, beats Cranage. Bissett's there once again though, and he swings it back into the centre, looking for Cranage this time. Coming across was Wayne Richardson. He takes possession, gets a left foot to the ball. It's all Collingwood. As Atkinson takes it, walks around Sheedy, now drives the ball down, looking for Kink, who's out in front. Has the ball punched away by McGee. The ball going over the boundary line. Young Kink ready to take that mark.
Oh, that was a good effort from McGee, Bobby.
McGee has been shifted to full back, Mike. As we see it kicked off the ground by Sheedy. Back to Wayne Richardson. He's caught and gets his foot to the ball. It comes into Stewart, and Stewart takes them up. Richmond being forced to make many moves. The scoreboard forcing him into that the way Collingwood are playing, and a great mark by Salmon as he came straight across in front of Lamb. The Collingwood halfbacks repeatedly turning Richmond out as Salmon goes straight up the ground. Rex Richardson was up high, but it comes through to Kane. It was just as well for Richmond that it's Kane who's down on that half-back line. Bartlett's kick dropping short, it's punched away by Hurd. Goes to Bissett again. Bissett a hand pass across to Clifton, and Collingwood stream down the ground as Clifton gets a hand pass across. Taken by Holmes. Holmes back to Clifton. Clifton goes over the top again to Atkinson. Atkinson further down the ground to Thompson. Thompson runs back the wrong way. Now gets a kick back into the centre of the ground, and it's Max Richardson.
And Dick Clay's gone onto the forward line for the Tigers. Kick now from Max Richardson. It's a long one to the edge of the goal square. The pack flies. Here's a go. Kink is in there. The kid always dragged to the ground, but no free kick. And look at the battle going on. Wayne Walsh gets one, and he'll get the free kick. Looks like Clay's gone to centre half forward. See where you can pick up Francis Burke.
Back to centre half back, Mike.
Okay, the kick now taken from Wayne Walsh. Comes out here towards a half-back flank. Plenty of Collingwood players there. Dean knocks it forward. Dean was held on too and will take the free. Collingwood runner being sent out. Wait for Dean to take his kick from the half-forward flank on the member stand side. Up. Oh, he's hooked it right across. A chance for Richmond mark here, but the ball not clear. In comes Bartlett there. Could be a free kick there to Kane, but it's called play on, and there'll be a bounce. Bounce a little wide of centre half forward for Collingwood. Kicking up to the scoreboard end. There they go. Thompson comes in to do issue with Roberts. Roberts gets a tap away. Weirmouth comes through. He's bundled out of the way. Result of all this, free kick going to Fowler by the look of it. Fowler of Richmond comes out to the half-back flank on the member stand side. Adamson coming in there with Clay. Playing at centre half forward now, is up on the half-back flank. Richmond really in trouble as Bartlett puts it in towards the centre. In comes Robert Lamb. He overruns the ball but recovers well, but Stewart nips in. Stewart into the forward zone. Here's a battle, Clifton and Balme coming across there. The ball forced over the boundary line. O'Callaghan just couldn't get to it. Physically impossible, and there'll be a throw-in. In Richmond's forward pocket on the member stand side. Into time on in the second quarter, 25.5 minutes gone. Hurd goes up there. The tap away comes. A chance for Collingwood to get out of trouble now as Salmon drives to the weak position on the stand side. Bartlett comes through. He was going. Just pulled up in time. Kevin Bartlett's kick. Into the forward zone. Up goes Dick Clay, showing desperation. Clay's on his way. Swings it around. It goes towards the pocket on the outer side. And Carter is marked. Carter's got one on the board. Carter on an angle. Kicks, it's a low trajectory, and the one behind results. Well, they need goals, Bobby.
When things aren't going right for you, Mike, they're the things that happen. Players seem to miss goals. That the pressure that they know the goal is required. They know that it's essential that they put it through the big ones. The pressure is too much, and when you're going bad, everything seems to go against you. Into time on at the moment as Clifton is about to put the ball back into play with Richmond 3-6, trailing Collingwood 10-7 as Clifton goes straight up the centre of the ground. Jenkins from behind put his foot right in the middle of Roberts' back. Roberts appealing to the umpire, but there's nothing wrong with that one as Jenkins did not take his eye off the ball. Jenkins another lovely drop kick straight down the centre of the ground. Oborn almost a mark is punched away by Burke. Burke a left foot kick straight down the field. Stephen Ray under pressure from Salmon. Salmon punches it forward, but he's been hanging on to Stephen Ray, and Ray gets the free kick.
Good decision.
Stephen Ray, the centre of the ground. He goes with a drop punch straight down the ground, looking for Mike Green. Green's up in front. A good effort to mark by Green. Called play on as Adamson bursts away from the pack. A hand pass to Max Richardson. Richardson on now to Cranage. Cranage with a left foot kick goes wide, but there's nobody home for Collingwood. Sheedy spills the centre. It's called play on as Wood over the top of the ball, and he's held, and Wood gets Richmond out of danger for the moment. Young Wood on the centre wing. Wood's kick to the half-forward line. Mike Green at the back of the pack. He's up high, but again can't take the mark. It's taken now by O'Callaghan. He puts it back to the half-forward line. Wood comes out. He streams out of the centre. Drives the ball forward for the Tigers. Coming across is Balme, and Balme takes the mark. Much to the cheers of the crowd. The Richmond fans happy that Balme's finally taken it. He goes short looking for Sproul and finds that play.
Oh, naughty Collingwood.
Sproul making the loose man to perfection on that occasion. He's now almost directly in front, only 25 metres out from goal. Well, it would certainly be saying something when you say a much needed goal as Sproul puts it forward. Only 1 point, offline once again. The pressure again really taking its toll as Richmond go to 3-7, trailing Collingwood by that 7-goal margin, 10-7.
Coming up to the 29-minute mark into the second quarter. Clifton about to kicking out from the Richmond end. Enormous crowd here. Clifton's kick now comes slightly towards the member stand flank. Oh, Jenkins takes another towering mark. Runs around, he's got a bit carried away. Goes towards the weak position on the outer side. Taken by Holmes. Holmes to Cranage, and Cranage is down, you saw that. And here's a breakaway now. Atkinson pushing the ball in front of him. Atkinson breaking clear. He's got plenty of pace. His kick is a high one towards the pocket. Kink is there. McGee knocks it away quite cleverly over the boundary line, and there'll be a throw in. Yes, Bob, we saw that. Cranage ran into one. Throw-in takes place. Up they go. Bartlett comes around, relieving the pressure. Gets into the wing position on the stand side. Lamb goes up there and marks. Lamb's kick to the half-forward flank on the member stand side. And a mark taken by Lee Adamson. And he shows it to Dick Clay. I don't think there's a lot of love lost there. Adamson's kick, it's a nice one too. Swinging towards centre half forward. And a strong mark taken by Roberts of Richmond. Roberts plays it over immediately towards Sproul. Sproul going for a bit of a run. A drop kick down towards centre half forward. But it's offline, allowing Gott to take an easy mark. But just hand pass over towards Holmes. Holmes gets it down in towards a forward pocket. Oh, wee Georgie! It's a Kenya, baby. Jack Hill, the blind miner, could see that one, Robert.
No doubt about that, Mike.
Sort of trick you used to pull.
Even Wally Wright up there at Canberra would have seen that one.
I don't think George had much option, really. He wasn't going to get it.
I think he thought the gamble was worthwhile. Yeah. And Georgie's a player who's prepared to gamble.
Sorry, umpire, he says. And will immediately do it within the next minute if he thinks it's advantageous. Kick by Fowler now. Goes out towards the wing position on that outer side of the ground. A big stack of players there. There'll be a ball up. Coming towards the end of the second quarter. 42 points up, Collingwood. There they go. Jenkins gets a tap down. Sheedy pushes it over towards Bartlett. Bartlett breaks clear. His kick going towards centre half forward. Rene goes up from behind, knocks it away. Carter couldn't get to it. O'Callaghan's in there, but it's Stephen Ray breaking clear of Salmon, getting over towards Sproul. Sproul now running through, steadies, kicks in at the big ones, looks a bit better. Up goes Balme, and Balme is marked. The siren's gone, I think. And a 5-yard penalty. Couldn't give him a 15-yard, he'd be up in the crowd. And you couldn't see Balme missing this one. Siren's gone, it's still going. As Neil Balme comes up. Making damn sure he doesn't miss this one. There it is, it's right through. And at half-time in the preliminary final, we find Collingwood a 10-7-67 to Richmond 4-7-31.
Well, half-time and a 36-point lead to Collingwood. Hadn't got out to 45 points there, Balme. Have you got a sort of rule of thumb when the lead becomes insurmountable, have you always thought?
Well, it's when you've got the lead, it's never enough. You always think they can come back.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, when you are trailing, I reckon you always say, well, if we can just pinch, if we can win the next 5 minutes of footy, if we can pinch one and pinch another, I think it's got to be a huge lead to really concede as a coach. But it's hard to be objective about that, of course.
Yeah.
But if I was sitting and watching a game and I thought someone was 9 or 10 up, you reckon it's
That's
about
just
over.
about it. And of course, you kicked the last goal of the quarter. Yourself kicked it. The morale of kicking the last goal of a quarter when you go. I think we've got a replay here of the big mark.
Finally got the ball.
Yeah, big mark and goal. The morale boost to the team of kicking that last goal right on the break and going to the break, having scored it?
Yeah, true, because I think you always remember the last things, and even though, you know, if you watch that again, you see there were times in that quarter when Collingwood were really right on top, even though I thought Richmond kept at it.
Yeah.
And that shows through. But if you got the last goal, you're at least doing something.
Yeah.
And I think you walk in and say, well, you know, it can all happen.
Yeah. Well, I think he actually kicked, I think it was something like 2 goals 7 to 4 goals straight. So in scoring shots, it was a fairly good quarter for Richmond. And certainly the last 10 minutes of that half was probably your best part.
Yeah, there were a couple of very telling moves that Collingwood didn't get anything out of.
Yeah.
And even the Bissett free kick, which Jack Hill, the blind miner, could have seen.
We weren't so sure about that one.
I think it was a bit unlucky. So, but that's footy though.
Yeah. The other thing, Royce Hart. Well, we know he's about to come onto the ground. What was the situation leading into the game with Royce?
Well, he wasn't going to play. Was how we felt, and obviously a lot of work was done probably on the Friday in those days.
He'd been injured, hadn't he?
I can't remember exactly. I think it was a groin. I don't think it was a. I can't remember the circumstances, but it was a bit of a shock to play him, and for Tommy and the Brains Trust to concede that they'd only get a half out of him. He must have been pretty crook. Yeah,
was it always planned for him to come on half time? Can you recall?
From my knowledge, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, that was a plan. Well, so there's a big change in the game about to come. We'll go to a break and then we'll come back and have a look at the third quarter.
At the MCG, umpire Bill Della holds the ball aloft, signifying the start of the third quarter of the preliminary final. Collingwood are 10-7-67, Richmond 4-7-31, and Royce Hart is on the ground, and Lamb is off. Hart on, Lamb off. And Sheedy to take the free kick, right in the centre. It's Richmond going forward, they're kicking up to the scoreboard end, and they're off to a good start. A great mark taken by Neil Balme, who kicked the goal after the siren went in the second quarter. Now, can Richmond pull this one out of the bag? Well, he's got some other moves for you there. As Balme kicks a long one, it's deep into the forward zone, but offline, and 1 point is registered. Well, Bob, what other moves have you picked up?
Well, Stewart to a half-forward flank, Mike. Walsh to the centre, Sproul to the wing, Sheedy does a ruck rover, Burke to half-back flank. There's a short one goes out to Adamson. Unfortunately for Collingwood, Royce Hart couldn't quite get there in time. and Adamson took the mark. Clay has gone back to full back and McGee to centre half back as Adamson goes straight up to the centre of the ground. Burke's up from Atkinson was up high, couldn't quite hold it. Walsh gets a hand pass over to Sproul. Sproul runs back into trouble. His kick smothered and goes towards Burke. Burke couldn't handle it but gets a hand pass to Walsh. Walsh takes possession. He's under pressure but hooks the ball back to the half forward line. Balme and Green are all up. Bissett comes out with Cranage. Cranage gets a left foot kick back and it's taken by Wayne Richardson, the Collingwood skipper.
Richardson is on the half-back flank on the member stand side, a 15-yard penalty. Stewart moving in now to take up the mark. Wholesale moves made by the Richmond coach Tom Hafey. The ball now down in the forward zone. Down in front, Francis Burke takes it, but forced into error, puts it over the boundary line on the weak position. Collingwood are kicking down to the outer of Richmond end. Thompson in the ruck there with Roberts. Roberts gets a tap away. Oh, look at Wayne Richardson boring in there and gets a free kick. Wayne Richardson on the wing position on the member stand side. About to drive the Magpies forward. And every Magpie fan must be thinking, could they get done from this position again? Up goes Thompson in the middle. Man in front will be paid, I feel. And that is Roberts. Roberts holding his grab since quarter time and proving most effective. The Whale kicks in towards the centre. The players fly. Could be a mark there going to Stephen Ray. Plays on immediately over to Sheedy. Richmond get the break. Sheedy into the forward zone. Ball bounces awkwardly. Knocked away by Clifton. In comes Stewart. Stewart in the pocket. There'll be a ball up. No, it's called play on. It's over the boundary line. There'll be a throw in. Gee, I thought he was going to ball it up for a stride. Throw-in takes place, big jerker goes in, knocks the ball cleanly over to Salmon, Salmon to Bissett, Collingwood out of trouble, Bissett going for a run around along that outer flank, Green's after him, Bissett will get his kick, Bissett up towards the weak position on the outer side, ball taken very cleanly there by Kane, Kane of Richmond in towards centre half forward, Bartlett is there. And a 15-yard penalty, Holmes being brought back. And Bartlett now is within kicking distance. He is no more than 40 metres out. He's kicked one. Kevin Bartlett kicking up to the scoreboard end. It's on its way. It's swinging off, however, and another point results. Well, Richmond have come out in the third quarter, Bob. Really meaning business. You can see it. It's written all over them.
Well, there'd be something wrong if they hadn't, Mike. As Hafey had to be stirred them up, and I think the scoreboard alone would have stirred them up as they all got together at half-time. A great effort to mark by Wood. He plays on quickly, gets his foot to the ball with an awkward-looking kick. It bounces close to the line. It's carried over the line before Balme could take possession, and a throw-in results halfway between the forward pocket and half-forward flank for the Tigers. As Balme gets back, Jenkins gets up over the top. It goes down straight down to Wayne Richardson. He comes straight across the ground, looking for his wingman in Holmes. Holmes takes possession of the ball. He's well shepherded. He gets around two players. Now swings the ball into the centre of the ground. Oborne's there. He spills the centre. McGee breaks away. He's held, but it's called play on as Wayne Walsh is there. Walsh gets a shove in the back, and he gets the free kick. Walsh plays on quickly. He wastes no time at all in driving the ball forward to the half-forward line. Green waits for it behind. Jenkins punches the ball down. It's taken by Bartlett. He swings back onto the left foot, goes for the short one and finds Sheedy. Sheedy on the half-forward line, 60 metres from goal. Played the first half as a half-back flanker and did a credible job for the Tigers. One of their few. He's now playing as a ruck rover. Kick from Sheedy, it's offline, through for 1 point. Richmond badly needing goals.
And Bobby, you wouldn't have to be a Rhodes Scholar to work out what the message is. Put the pressure on and keep it on, Tigers. Waiting now for Clifton to kick out from the scoreboard end. There's the kick, he goes straight up the centre. Will this come off? Oh, a fair bit of bustling went on there and Walsh was allowed to take the mark. Well, that one didn't come off. Walsh of Richmond now. It's a beautiful kick into the goal square. The big men are there. And Balme is marked. There's Royce Hart, who sat on the bench for the first half, handing the ball back to his teammate. Balme has kicked one 10 metres out, directly in front. You just couldn't see him missing this. And he hasn't. That's his second.
As Richmond go now. A great goal by Balme. 5 goals, 10. When I say great goal, a great mark. 5 goals, 10. Collingwood, 10 goals, 7. 27 points now, Mike.
6.5 minutes into the third quarter. Well, at one stage, Collingwood were about 46 points up on Richmond in that second term. Now Richmond coming back.
The next goal could be a really vital goal.
Let's see who gets it. You're watching it on the big replay on Channel 7. Richmond trying to fight their way back in the preliminary final of 1973. Bill Della in control. There's the bounce. The players move in and up they go. Jenkins gets a tap away. Oburn has the run. Oburn taps it out towards Max Richardson. He's got a clear run. He gets a push as he kicks, but one behind. Max Richardson has already got 2 goals, 2 on the board. Dick Clay back at fullback. Where's he going to go? He goes straight up the centre almost. The players set themselves up. Goes Jenkins from behind. Roberts in front. He's playing the man in front. That's the name of the game. Oh, well. I'll say no more. From behind, Cranage takes the mark. That's called play on. Almost at centre-half forward for the Tigers now. In goes Mike Green. A good tap away, but it's taken by Salmon. High kick by Salmon out towards the flank on the outer side. Players being sprawled there. And a free kick, I feel, going Collingwood's way. Going to Dean. Dean, who took 2 tremendous marks in the first half. Dennis O'Callaghan handing the ball back, and a 15-yard penalty has been called. Dean of Collingwood, his kick swinging in towards centre-half forward. That's where he attempted to go. Atkinson couldn't hold the mark. Walsh comes out with the ball. He runs into trouble. Could get it for around the neck. Thompson is there with Sproul and a ball up. Ball up. Wide of the centre bounce position towards the wing on the outer side. Wayne Richardson's in there. Couldn't quite come out with the ball. Oh, there's a free kick called. Salmon almost lost his fingers. Accidentally, but nevertheless the rule says, and Salmon will take the kick out towards the wing position on the outer side of the ground. His kick in towards centre-half forward. The players set themselves, but Richmond men are in front. Could be a free kick going Richmond's way. Oh, it's the other way. Well, Fowler looks nonplussed. What did you think, Bobby?
He's played it that way all day, Mike, so I'd say fair enough. That individual one, I mightn't have quite seen it that way, but he's been consistent, so, I'll go along with it.
Oborn takes his kick to the edge of the goal square. Big herds in there, plenty of big timber. In comes Atkinson. Atkinson hooks it over his shoulder, and he's put it through. Well, there you are, the luck of the draw.
One of those freak goals, mate.
All credit to the lad. I don't want to detract in any way, but a trifle amount of luck. Bob, would you agree?
Particularly when you consider that it could have easily been a mark to Richmond then, as Big Roberts pulled the ball down. And Collingwood, they get another break as they go to 11 goals 8 with Richmond on 5 goals 10. Well, that may have been the vital goal. Richmond, if they'd have got another goal and got less than 4 goals, might have come right back as we see Jenkins up high. It's taken by Sheedy. Sheedy, a hand pass over the top to Sproul. An awkward bounce is taken by Sproul. Stupid play. Ridiculous play by Adamson on that occasion. No future in those, as we see Richmond now having a shot within scoring distance, and the player to take it, Richmond skipper Royce Hart. Hart coming on at half-time to replace Robert Lamb. Hart 25 metres out, directly in front. The kick, full points. Feel sure that Lee Adamson might get a message not to make things quite as blatant as that one.
I don't think he'd need the message, Bob. He's an experienced player, he'd know. Collingwood 11-8, 74, Richmond 6-10, 46. And we are 11 minutes into the third quarter. There's the Richmond runner out now, obviously rallying his boys. Richmond fighting their way back into it. True Tiger spirit. Bounce of the ball. The Magpies are still there in front, however. Up goes Jerker Jenkins. Couldn't get a clean hit away. Taken by Francis Burke. He just couldn't get it, but Jenkins comes through like a train. Picked up by Max Richardson. Max Richardson of Collingwood into the forward zone. Thompson a little behind his opponent there in McGee, but the ball handballed across here towards Thompson. Thompson pushing the ball in front of him. Bissett's there. Francis Burke comes in. Kicks it off the ground. In comes Hunt. Can't quite get the run of the ball. Big Hurds like a big giraffe. Just can't get down there. Could have been a free kick Richmond's way. It will be a free kick Richmond's way. You saw that. Our Channel 7 cameraman was smack on as usual, and Wood to take it. Wood almost in the back pocket on that outer side. His kick travels up towards the wing. The players set themselves. Jenkins comes through, and he was going. No doubt he was going. But he knew he was going right into trouble had he continued. Thompson calling for the ball. He's got 3 on the board, Tomo. Kicked them in the first quarter. Kick from Jenkins is wide. Goes over the boundary line on the half-forward flank on that outer side. The Magpies kicking down to the outer or Richmond end. Hurd and Green go for it. Taken by Sheedy. Sheedy's kick is a hurried one up towards the centre, and a good mark has been taken there by Oborne of Collingwood. Been a very effective player today. Oborne's kick down into the forward zone. Plenty of Richmond defenders there, and Fowler cutting across takes a timely mark. Collingwood have just better tighten up a bit, or this game will get right away from them. A chance for the ball to be relieved now as it's kicked down into the forward zone. It's called play on. Well, O'Callaghan came through, and it looked like a mark to Collingwood from up here to Atkinson. A kick off the ground now, and the ball will be brought back, and Fowler given the free. Bob, this is a different Richmond team from the one we saw in the first quarter.
It would need to be, Mike, as we see Fowler put the ball forward. Jenkins was up high but couldn't take it. It's punched forward by Adamson. Williamson misses the ball on the first occasion. Now gets a hand pass forward to O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan's kick up the ground. Bissett can't quite get to it before it bounces. So too Francis Burke strikes through. Gets a hand pass towards Fowler. Fowler onto Green. Green gets his boot to it as he drives it down towards centre half forward, and Royce Hart. Hart's knocked over by Big Roberts. Carter comes out. It's Cranage who gets knocked over as Cranage gets over. Too long as O'Callaghan's held, and Carter gets the free kick. Carter goes on quickly looking for Balme. Balme's down there. Roberts in front. It's punched away by Clifton. Comes back towards Hart. Hart's there. So too is Stewart. Stewart picks it up a left foot towards goal. Full points. A great goal by Stewart. His first. And that takes Richmond to less than 3 goals now, as they go to 7 goals 10 with Collingwood on 11 goals 8. A remarkable fight back so far by Richmond. They've really shown that they've got what it's made of.
Talk about a gutsy performance from both sides, but Richmond so far in this third quarter are just showing what finals are all about. You never win them till the final siren. Here's Green now, setting them forward once again. Hart comes out, the ball goes over his head. Adamson's there, Sproul comes in. Adamson gets it across here. Cranage puts it to the wing position on the member stand side. Francis Burke knocks the ball clear. In comes Wayne Walsh, almost takes the boundary umpire with him. His kick up towards the pocket there, and it's Neil Balme. Balme's kick too, and he dragged that down in no uncertain manner. Balme would be about 30 metres out, kicking up to the scoreboard end. 11-8 to 7-10 at this juncture. What will it be after this kick? Oh, it's true, it's right through, no worries.
A real pressure goal, Mike.
Collingwood now, 11-8, 74 to Richmond, 8-10. 58. Oh, Bob, what a comeback.
One of the greatest fighting efforts one you could ever wish to see, Mike. Only 16 points now. 16 points as Richmond 6 goals down at half-time.
I can't believe it.
Have reduced the leeway by halfway, and we're only halfway through the quarter. Who knows? Look at the pressure on in the centre bounce as we see big Jenkin and Mike Green. Jenkin up high, but too early. Goes across. It was taken by Max Richardson. He gets a hand pass to Dean, but he spilled it. It's taken by Wood. Wood swings the ball back into the Tiger territory again. Hart comes across, forces the ball down. Whereas Hart picks it up. He swings around. A long kick by Hart. It's through again. And the Tigers have kicked another one as they bring up Royce Hart's second goal for the quarter. And what a lift Hart has given the Tigers, just bringing out on the ground as Richmond go to 9 goals 10, Collingwood 11-8.
Bob, they have got Richmond 4 goals in the last 6 minutes. They have got their last 3 goals in 2.5 minutes. So you can't do much more than that. Oh boy, oh boy. And we are 17 minutes into the third quarter. There's the bounce. A chance here for Oborn to go through. Tackled by Burke. His kick goes up towards the pocket. Kink comes out to meet it, but it will beat he and Dick Clay over the boundary line. Now the question is, can Collingwood weather the storm and come back? Because it has been a storm. A veritable tornado's hit them. A throw in. Up goes Jenkin there. Gets a tap away. Taken by Francis Burke. Midway through the second quarter, he started to hit his straps. He gets into the wing position. Mark taken by Thompson. Down for one, but he gets it across to Cranage. Cranage down into the forward zone once again. Atkinson will be paid the mark.
Thompson's on the ball, Mike.
Thompson taken away from centre half forward. Now on the ball. Wearmouth will take that. Wearmouth, you just couldn't see him kicking the goal from here. He gets a lead, but oh! Wayne Richardson pulled in a one-hander, but umpire Bill Dell is bringing the ball back. Oh, I think everybody thought it was pack-up time at half-time. Oh, heck, what a comeback. Wearmouth now. Goes to the edge of the goal square. The players fly to mark. Kink is marked. The kid, the 16-year-old schoolboy from Melbourne High, playing his first full game. He's got 2 on the board, and this is a dead set pressure goal. 20 metres out, he kicks, and it's through. That's his third, and Collingwood is still there.
Well, there's no doubt he's got the right temperament, Mike, to play football. 3 goals. And to put that one through in the manner that he did shows that, well, he's also got what it's made of.
Back to 16 points in favour of Collingwood. 12-8 to 9-10. 16 points of difference in favour of Collingwood.
With Thompson now on the ball. Thompson and Roberts to compete for this knock. Jenkin going to centre half forward for Collingwood. That goal being a heartening one for the Woods, as we see neither player being able to get the knock. Sheedy came out with it, tried to get the hand pass forward. There's Wood and Dean. Dean forces it out. Thompson takes it. His kick goes straight up in the air, out towards the centre wing where we see Bartlett leading the race for the ball. He takes possession, swings onto the left foot, down towards Hart. Thompson, who comes across, intercepting well, judging where the flight of the ball was going, and Thompson got down to take that mark. Thompson putting the ball to the centre wing. Francis Burke coming down, attempting to punch the ball away, but a great mark again by Robert Dean. That's the third similar type mark that Dean has taken in this game. Collingwood seeming to have steadied a bit for the moment as Big Roberts was up high, couldn't take the mark. It's punched on by Dean, punched back by McGee. Richmond, it goes straight to Jenkin. Jenkins' long kick towards goal, but it's offline and only 1 point results. The Tigers breathe again as Jenkin missed that one. Collingwood 12-9, a 17-point lead over Richmond 9-10 as Dick Clay goes straight up the centre with a beautiful kick, almost to the centre of the ground. Stewart was up, couldn't take the mark. Bissett couldn't quite get to there, but he does with a great piece of play. Swings out and drives the ball forward towards Hurd. Hurd has the ball punched away. It's taken by Hunt. Hunt's kick smothered by Jenkin. It comes back again. Jenkin recovers. His kick smothered by Sheedy. Jenkin still going, and Sheedy's rewarded for his persistence. I can't quite say I agreed with the precision, but it cleared the pack as Sheedy drives the ball to the centre wing. Royce Hart's up there, Stewart comes in, couldn't take it, Adamson punches it forward, Stewart still going, but he's offloaded, a Sproul comes out, gets a hand pass high, Cranage comes out with the ball, puts the left foot down, but it goes straight to Sheedy, and Sheedy timely and calmly takes the mark. He wastes no time as he goes on quickly down towards the centre wing with the ball. Hart's up, couldn't hold the ball. It goes on to Cranage. Cranage off, trying to get a hand pass across. Royce Hart comes through. Hart picks the ball up, drives it towards Balme. It's Balme and Clifton. It's over their head. It's towards the goal. Clifton up high. Great defensive play by Clifton as he desperately got up over the top of Balme and punched the ball out of bounds.
Hart doesn't know where the goals are, does he?
Not at all.
Not much. Oh.
Throw in now as Thompson in front, punched the ball back, it's across the face, but unfortunately comes across to Salmon. Salmon's kick, not a good one, it goes towards Wood. There's Wood and Dean competing for the ball. Wood gets knocked out of the way, but Sheedy comes in, backing him up, couldn't take possession, now he does. Gets a hand pass back to Wood. Wood's trying to get through. Now he gets a hand pass across to Kane. Kane to Bartlett. Bartlett to Walsh, and Walsh fumbles it. Walsh couldn't quite get the ball. It's cut now. It's O'Callaghan gets a hand pass to Wayne Richardson. He makes no mistake. He gets it to Bissett. Bissett across the top as we see the ball go into the centre. It's Walsh who comes across, couldn't take possession and gets it through to McGee. McGee and Max Richardson dives desperately on the ball to keep the ball there and allow for a bounce.
Oh, beautifully called, Bobby. Take a breather before you collapse. Bounce. Players move into it. Up they go. Wayne Richardson's in there. Big Roberts over the top of him. There'll be another ball up. Is this great stuff, and you're watching it on Channel 7. Bounce once again. They move in. Roberts gets up. Jenkins gets a tap away, however. Dean's after it there. So too is Sheedy, taken by Bissett. Bissett all under a heck of a lot of pressure. Ball picked up by Wood. Wood breaks clear without any frills at all. Drives deep into the forward zone. There's a push in the back of Mike Green. And seen by the umpire. No doubt about that. The Maggie fans very dirty, but the dead set push in the back. Kick by Michael Green. It's a beautiful kick. It's close. Could be touched through for one behind.
For a moment I thought it was going to make the distance then, Mike.
Collingwood 12-9-81. Richmond 9-11-65. Back to 16 points of difference in favour of Collingwood. The ball driven out and marked there by Wayne Richardson, the Magpie skipper. On the half-back flank on the outer side of the ground. Drives to the wing position. Here's a go. Dean and Sheedy. Oh! And Dean will get the free. Dean from the wing position. Slap bang there on the outer side of the ground. Swings it in towards centre half forward. Plenty of pushing and shoving. Hurd goes up. Comes down with the ball. He's paid it. He's got one on the board, or two, Hurd. Two. He's a long way out though. It's on its way, not a very nice looking kick, but still effective. But McGee standing firm in front for the Tigers, takes the defensive mark. McGee going on for a run now along that outer side. But the umpire will bring him back and make him kick over the mark. You don't agree, Bob?
I don't, Mike. Why penalise the side? Like McGee made the play and went that way. In my opinion, it's completely penalised Richmond.
He's pulled a 15-yard penalty, Bob.
Not worth it, Mike, under those circumstances. McGee goes straight up the centre of the ground. A lovely looking kick. Green at the back. Couldn't hold the ball. Cranage comes through. He's caught. Couldn't quite get rid of it though. And umpire Della sees that and saw that Cranage had no chance of getting rid of the ball, and he'll bounce it almost in the centre of the ground. From the bounce, it's Thompson and Green. Thompson outmanoeuvres Green, gets it down where it's taken by Kane. Kane puts the ball wide to the centre wing. Leading in the race for the ball is Wayne Richardson. Cranage comes down, he's caught. Could be holding on, it's called play on as Sproul comes through. Gets a hand pass to Burke. Burke gets the Tigers forward. He gets a hand pass out. Not consistent in my opinion. Francis Burke, unfortunately, couldn't quite get his foot to the ball. It was good play by Holmes. Holmes, the Collingwood winger. He puts the ball down to the half-forward line. Atkinson's in front, couldn't hold the mark. Green comes out, couldn't get the ball in his possession, and Bissett knocks the ball out of his hands and over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Into time on in the third quarter, coming up to the 26-minute mark. Still 16 points of difference in favour of Collingwood. Here's a chance now for Richmond to clear. Beautiful play by Walsh then. Walsh hits an enormous kick deep into the forward zone. In the pocket, it bounces over the line.
Walsh has made a big difference in the centre this quarter, Mike.
I tell you, that kick travelled 80 metres, Bob. Great kick. Wait for the throw-in in Richmond's forward pocket. There's Thompson on the ball doing battle with Roberts. They both go for it. Roberts tries to come out with it, almost runs over Wearmouth. So Stewart has it there, gets it across. Roberts gets it, taken by Adamson. His kick is a hurried one over the boundary line. On the full. Sproul to take the resultant kick. Sproul, he's looking for daylight. Kicks it into the forward zone. Up goes Thompson, man in front. Balme, it's all play on. Oh, blimey. Out comes Gott with the ball. Gott going for a run. Listen to the Richmond supporters. Are they dirty? Gott eventually takes his kick out towards centre half forward. A chance here for Hunt. Hunt gets the ball back in towards the centre, and a good mark is taken there by Dean. 15-yard penalty. 15-yard penalty. Bob, would you have paid that mark before the bar?
Undoubtedly, Mike.
Okay, there it is. Dean. It's a long kick right to the edge of the goal square. The pack flies. Atkinson was in that lot. There's nobody down. Kink is in there, but it's Dick Clay as usual relieving the pressure. His kick coming along the member stand flank. They're racing for it there. Bartlett can't get there over the line. There'll be a throw-in. Collingwood's half-forward flank on the stand side. There's the throw-in. Oh, Roberts is all on his Pat Malone. He taps it over to Sproul. A good tap away too. Sproul now up towards centre half forward. There's Balme once again. Clifton from behind. Unsighted Balme there, but here's Royce Hart. Here's a go. Hart into an open goal. Oh, golly, screwed it around for one behind. Oh, he's a bit gingerly in his movement. Collingwood at 12-9-81. Richmond line 12-66. 15 points of difference. A short one out now from Clifton. Almost dropped by Salmon. Back to Clifton. Don't fiddle around. You'll lose it. Over towards Adamson. Adamson a hand pass to Cranage. Cranage of Collingwood coming through now. Up towards centre half forward. McGee's in front and he'll take it. He's a strong player, this fellow, Bob.
He's done very well at the centre half back, Mike. Thompson did well in the first quarter when Burke was there, but you couldn't ask for any more. A great mark by Stewart. Stewart hasn't been holding his marks today, been getting into position but not quite holding them, and he really plucked that one out of the air. Stewart has kicked one. Will need to be a brilliant kick, this one, but he'd never know. Stewart's kick right to the teeth of goal. Balme's down there coming across. It's punched away from Balme and through for 1 point. 1 point to the Tigers, making the difference now. 14 points. A great fight back by Richmond in this term. Richmond 9-13, Collingwood 12-9. Richmond have kicked 5 goals, 6, as we see a short one that shouldn't have been allowed by the Tigers. Now they go short again. Coming across was Wood. Unfortunately for Collingwood, umpire Dalla says that Wood couldn't punch the ball away. There's Salmon. Salmon puts the ball high up in the air. It's a bad kick from Salmon. Got up behind. Courage plus Bissett just come across and take the mark. He goes on quickly, puts it to the half-forward line. An awkward bounce goes away from Max Richardson. Francis Burke comes out with it. Bounces it once, then gets it down. Puts the ball down. Courage plus. Royce Hart has the ball punched away from him by Adamson. Coming across is Dean. He couldn't get to it. Bissett comes across. Bissett picks the ball up. Balks, weaves, gets out of trouble with a left foot kick now. Back to the centre wing. And a good mark taken by Kane. Kane of Richmond. Kane on the centre wing position. Drives the ball down. A long kick to the half-forward line. Looking for Green. Green was up. It's punched away. He recovers. Gets a hand pass back. But it goes straight to Gott. Gott puts the ball back to the half-back flank and it runs over the boundary line where a throw-in will eventuate.
Coming up to siren time in the third quarter. What a beauty this is, the preliminary final. You're watching it through Channel 7. Just on 30 and a half minutes gone in the third quarter. There's the bounce of the ball going Richmond's way. Walsh gets one in the back. They'll get the free as well. Just a little short of centre half forward. Walsh drives down. Here's a go. Stewart in front. He did everything right. He protected himself, positioned himself, and hugged that ball to his chest. He damn near burst it.
More importantly, Mike, he had the courage to get in front and stand his ground.
Nobody ever doubts his courage. He is 30 metres out, directly in front. 14 points the difference. He's kicked one. Kicking to the scoreboard end. It's on its way, and it's right through. Oh, what a quarter. What a quarter of football.
Richmond have kicked 6 goals 6, Mike, to go to 10 goals 13. They can only manage 4 goals 7 in the first half. They've kicked 6 goals 6 in this quarter, and Collingwood are 12-9.
And there's the scoreboard for you. 8 points the difference in favour of Collingwood. This has certainly been Richmond's quarter. What a start they stood the Magpies up. 36 points. A chance here for Collingwood to go forward, but Sheedy takes it. Gets it over here to the new boy in Carter. Carter down forward. Michael Green is there. He dives on top of it. There'll be a ball up. And the siren goes, ending a memorable third quarter in the 73 preliminary final. Collingwood 12-9-81. Richmond 10-13-73.
Well, three-quarter time and a great quarter by Richmond. 6 goals 6 to Collingwood's 2 goals 2 to turn a 36-point deficit into an 8-point deficit. But the momentum is with Richmond, even though they're still behind, I'd say, Balme.
Oh yeah, I think they're, well, I guess well, I can remember it, but yeah, just by watching that quarter, we're right on top at this stage.
And a fair few positional moves have been made.
Yeah, well, Ian Stewart went to half forward and kicked a couple of goals. Wayne Walsh did very well in the middle. I think we went back to the starting plan in terms of centre half back, full back, although Rex Hunt was in the back pocket because Royce came on to centre half forward. So. There's a few moves, but virtually back to, in typical Tommy style, back to what he thought was right in the first place.
Yeah, and I think it's whenever you look at these past games, you can't help but compare it to the modern era. And the lack of enthusiasm after goals, like all players running to each other, doesn't seem to happen too often. I
must admit, I prefer the old style. I've never been much for high fives and high tens and all that sort of rubbish. I mean, it almost should be outlawed, I reckon. Yeah. It's better just to get on with it.
We saw Ian Stewart kick that last goal and he stayed in shot doing his bootlace up. No Richmond player in the picture.
Good on you, Stewart, I reckon. That's about it.
From a distance, yeah, it's a very different emotional level.
Maybe they're fitter now. So we couldn't waste any 20 hours running over to talk to someone.
Yeah, that might have been it. But anyway, it's all the momentum's with Richmond. 30 minutes to go. Let's go back and have a look at the fourth quarter.
Williamson at the MCG, the last quarter of the preliminary final 1973. We go into the final stanza with the scoreboard reading Collingwood 12-9-81, Richmond 10-13-73. 8 points of difference after Richmond being down 36 points at half time. But Hart is on the ground, as you know by now, and it's Collingwood going forward. They're kicking up to the scoreboard end of the MCG, and of course Richmond to the outer or Richmond end. Hunt with the ball after taking a mark. Hunt's kick to the wing position on the outer side of the ground. Players backing back, could be the man in front, Roberts, but it's called play on. Through they come there. No free kick. Oh yes, is it being paid? Looks like Price is on. Price to take it. Who went off, Bob?
Williamson, I think, Mike.
Price, 19th man, is on now. Both teams with their 19th men on. Two great champions, Richmond with Royce Hart and Collingwood with Barry Price. The ball over the boundary line on the half-forward flank for Collingwood on the outer side of the ground. Bob Skilton, comment from you.
A magnificent fight back so far by the Tigers after looking at badly beaten side as Wayne Richardson puts the ball over the shoulder, hooks it back into play. Hurd comes through, knocks it forward, but it goes straight to Kane of Richmond. He drives it back towards the centre wing, and a great mark taken there by Alan Holmes, a young Collingwood winger. Holmes back after 4 weeks of no football whatsoever, being out with an ankle injury. Holmes deciding to drive the ball long. It's a real floating kick covering a great amount of distance. Hurd up over the top. It comes through as Clay comes out. Clay puts the ball onto the boot. It's off the side of the boot and back to Holmes again. He spills the centre, but he's backed up there. Jenkins does a blind hand pass to Price. Price with a left foot kick looking for Wayne Richardson. He couldn't quite get to the ball before it bounced. Richardson tries to force it on, throws it out in front and gets infringed afterwards. He thrown it out. One of those could have been or could not have been, but there's no doubt that Richardson was infringed against after getting rid of the ball. He's right on the boundary line, about 45 to 50 metres from goal. Yet to kick a goal. A vital kick at this stage of the game, with Collingwood leading by 8 points as Wayne Richardson puts the ball in towards goal. It's offline, through for 1 point, making the difference now, 9 points. A 9-point advantage to Collingwood, 12-10 Collingwood, 10-13 Richmond.
And what a dramatic preliminary final this has been. Dick Clay, he's played at full-back, centre-half back, centre-half forward so far in this match. Back at full-back now. Clay from the scoreboard end, just having a look. And he favours the outer flank with his kick, slightly towards that. Up goes Jerker Jenkins from behind. Jerker battles on. The ball comes across here and Holmes gets a long hand pass over towards Bissett. Bissett being tackled by McGee. Bissett's held. Bissett still going. He's tackled now by Clay. Out it comes to Wayne Richardson. It's called play on by umpire Bill Dalla. And Wayne's kick is over the boundary line on the full, in the forward pocket on the outer side. Hunt to take the kick. Hunt's kick, oh, it's a nice one too, to the half-back flank on the outer side. Plenty of Collingwood players there, no Richmond players, and Atkinson takes the safe mark. Atkinson inclined to spill a couple in the third quarter, but he's played well. Atkinson, a short one, will it come off? Wayne Richardson spilt it, he's in a bit of trouble, but again he drives up to the goal square. The big men go up, Oborne was in there, Kane's in there. Hurd, the ball pushed forward, Bartlett's after it now. Bartlett pushes the ball out here, taken by Dean, but a free kick is going Richmond's way, going to Kevin Bartlett. Bartlett, Kink on the mark. Bartlett's kick, slightly off the side of his boot, the big men fly. Jenkins has the ball knocked away from Walsh, picked up by Price. Price, however, back into the goal square. Thompson's there, backing back, and look at the mob here. Hurd tries to put it through and does for one behind, however. Oh, Bob.
Collingwood quite steady at the moment, Mike. I'm sure that three-quarter time break must have done wonders for them as Neil Mann had a chance to talk to them and settle them down again.
10 points of difference in favour of the Magpies.
A lovely kick by Clay towards the member's side of the ground. Stewart up high over the top. Price again comes out with the pack, out of the pack with the ball. Hooks it back over the shoulder where Bissett's all on his own. It's over, almost over his head. And we see Bissett juggling the mark to take it. Bissett, a great first half. Very quiet in the third term. At one stage in the hands of the trainers with the cramp.
Dean.
Bissett. There's Thompson and McGee. Bissett goes short, looking for Kink, and finds Kink with a lovely pass. Kink in a similar position to where he kicked one in the second term. He's kicked 3.
I mentioned Dean there, Bob. He was in the hands of the trainers for a few moments. I don't think it's anything serious.
As Kink lines the ball up. Kick from Kink. It's a nice looking kick, but it's offline. Straight as a die, but straight through the points. 1 point only to the young 16-year-old who's kicked 3 goals as Collingwood go to 12 goals 12. A 17-point lead over Richmond, 10 goals 13. Not 17, I beg your pardon, 11. Dick
Richmond
Clay.
supporters just collapsed then, Bob.
As Dick Clay this time goes straight up the centre of the ground. Not quite covering as much distance. Jenkins up high, he juggles it. Yes. A beautiful mark by Jenkins.
Oh, mark of the day.
Jenkins was another of the Collingwood players who went quiet in the third term, but he too has lifted his game in this, the last quarter, as Collingwood fans, Collingwood players, everybody realise that they can't let this one slip out of their grasp. Not a good kick, a drop kick from Jenkins, dropping short. Wayne Richardson, the only player to really go for that mark.
Bit of bustling went on there, Robert.
Richmond players, well, would you say, bustled out of it in your opinion, Mike? As right. Wayne Richardson has the chance of making it 17 points in front. The Collingwood skipper, his kick, he's hooked it, but it's swinging back. but not far enough, and only 1 point results, which makes the difference now exactly 2 goals. A lot of pressure on everybody at the moment as Collingwood are 12-13, Richmond 10-13. Naturally anybody's game. Can Richmond continue on from that great third quarter?
7 minutes into the final quarter. Up goes Jenkins. Couldn't pull this one down, however. Hand pass by Sheedy across here to Stephen Ray. Ray gets it over towards Bartlett. Bartlett's on the half-back flank on the member stand side. Oh, and players going in hard here. Bartlett will get the free. Held well not in possession. And now Richmond have the chance to go into attack. Kick from Bartlett. Tries to get it in towards centre-half forward. Looking for Royce. Hart! Oh, and Hart came from everywhere then. He was right out of position, a fraction before you caught sight of him. His kick going down into the forward zone. Now the mark has been taken in.
Balme's kick, Mike.
Got, but an infringement behind play will give the ball to Neil Balme. What happened, Bobby?
Balme was being held, Mike. Clifton wouldn't allow Balme to attempt to come across where it looked like taking an easy mark.
He's kicked 3, Neil Balme. He's only about 25 metres out, maybe 30, directly in front. It's on its way and put it through. 6 points of difference at the 8-minute mark into the final quarter.
The pressure's really on now. Surprising that Neil Mann, for this bounce in particular anyway, didn't throw Thompson back on the ball. Thompson still at centre-half forward. Jenkins in the ruck. There's Neil Mann and the Collingwood Brains Trust. As umpire Della's about to bounce the ball, it'll be Jenkins and Mike Green to compete for the knockout.
There's the bounce, the players move in. Up goes Jenkins and Green. Jenkins gets a tap away. Ball here taken by Atkinson. He runs through, puffs out the old cheeks and gets a long one down in the forward zone. But look at this. Fowler takes the defensive mark. Fowler of Richmond now from the centre-half back posse. Puts it out towards that wing position. Oh, open slather here for Sheedy. Just waltzed in and took the easy mark. Sheedy driving the Tigers forward once again. Jenkins in that lot, up they go. Hands everywhere. The ball comes to Adamson. A long kick by Adamson back into the forward zone. But Sheedy takes a mark once again. Hand pass by Sheedy to Francis Burke. Francis steadies. His kick deep into the forward zone once again. Balme goes up in front. Balme's marked. He's marked. He's kicked 4. He's kicked 4. He would be 35 to 40 metres out on a very slight angle. A ton of goal space open to him. Kicking to the outer or Richmond end. Neil Balme. It's on its way and it looks pretty good. Through scores a level. Minutes into the final quarter. Scores are level. 12-13, each of 2. Oh, Bob, you couldn't wish for anything better. And you're watching it on the big replay on Channel 7.
Who could have possibly thought that they could see this, Mike? 10 minutes into this final term and the scores level after 6 goals gap between the sides at half-time. From the bounce, it's Green and Jenkins. Green gets a knock, but it goes the wrong way. Price forces the ball forward. Burke desperately gets it back. A hand pass across from Sproul, but it goes to Holmes and Collingwood. And the umpire's knocked over in the centre of the ground. It's Sproul and Della who collided. There'll be a bounce of the ball undoubtedly. Della quite sore. Now he knows what the players have felt like all day, Mike. Collingwood fans, I'm sure, feeling that they've been infringed against by having the ball being brought back this far.
Well, he had no option really, did he?
And how?
I think Manassa's coming on.
Dalla back in the centre almost again as he's about to bounce the ball. It's again Green and Jenkins. Green coming across. Green, Jenkins up high, but it's taken now by Bartlett. He comes back again, but it's given against Bartlett. Richmond fans not happy, but it's been a decision that umpire Dalla has been consistent with all players all day. As we see Barry Price put a kick down towards half forward. Thompson's there, he's up high, but it's punched away. It's taken by Atkinson. He tried to burst through the pack, he does so. He comes down now. It's Holmes of Collingwood, and Holmes' kick, it's a goal! Holmes, a brilliant goal as Holmes burst through with pace, showing great desperation. It's his first. Only a youngster Holmes, but it was a magnificent effort to put Collingwood back to 1 goal up once again. A great effort by the youngster.
11 and a half minutes into the final quarter. Oh, what a beauty this is. I'll tell you, at half-time we were wishing we were on the way home. It was all over bar the shouting. But what a second half it's been. Della in control, bounces the ball once again. Michael Green goes in there. Green gets a tap away too. Hart leads in the race for the ball. Cleverly knocks it over his head. Here's a chance. Oh, the ball hit forward. The ball hand passed over to Roberts. Roberts into an open goal, but misses. One behind. Well, the Whale just couldn't regain his composure. He was falling, and I thought it was a valiant attempt even to get his kick. Clifton now tries a short one out here. It comes off. It goes to Salmon. Salmon of Collingwood. It's 5 points of difference. Goes to the wing position on the outer side of the ground, and Burke takes the mark. What a game this lad's played since quarter time. Took him a quarter to find his feet. A big kick from Burke. Back into the forward zone once again. Nobody able to take it. Georgie Bissett from behind. It fell into his arms. Nobody touched it. Bissett driving the Tigers out. 5 points of difference. Up they go. No mark, however. Through they come. Price barges through the pack. Thompson can't get rid of the ball. Taken away by McGee. McGee back towards centre half forward. Bissett knocks the ball out of the way. And look at this for a struggle. Bissett's still there. Cranage comes in for the Magpies. Cranage kicks it high, wide, and not so handsome out to the flank. And a good mark taken by Jenkins. No, it's called play on. Taken by Wayne Richardson. His kick goes to the wing position on the outer side of the ground. It's McGee again for Richmond. McGee, who's been a wonderful player, kicks forward. Well, spills the mark, but plays on. A hand pass across here. Doesn't quite come off. Salmon tries a hand pass to Wayne Richardson. Is he under pressure? Wayne Richardson to that wing position. And the mark has been taken there by Atkinson.
Atkinson in the centre wing position at the moment. His kick, it's a high, long kick towards the half-forward line. Thompson's in front, bustled out of the way. A big punch from behind by the Tiger defence. It's all Tigers, as we see Bartlett have plenty of time to swing around. Puts it back towards Royce Hart. He's bustled out of the way. Collingwood have got extra players down in defence, but the Bissett's kick goes straight to big Brian Roberts. Roberts steadies things up for the moment. Maybe too long, as Roberts now gets a hand pass to McGee. McGee goes one way, then the other. Now gets a hand pass to Stewart. He's under pressure. Gets it forward. Sheedy is bustled out of the way. Sheedy's against Sheedy now for holding the man.
That could be very costly. McKellar's coming on.
Back with Oborn. McKellar getting ready to come on. Graham Richmond standing up there beside McKellar as Oborn with the kick. Oborn drives it towards centre half forward. Big Roberts in front. It's come straight through. Rex Hunt takes it. Drives it into the centre of the ground. Stephen Ray's up. It's punched away by Cranage. Taken by Robert Dean. Dean goes into the forward line. It comes out to the pack. It's taken by Hurd. Hurd across to Bissett. It's punched away by Kane. Kane still comes off. He follows the ball on. He gets away. Has a bounce. Now steadies it up. Drives it to the little centre wing position. Bartlett's there. And a good mark. A courageous mark. Taken by the little fella, Kevin Bartlett. Bartlett on the half-back flank for the Tigers, with Richmond 5 points down.
Halfway home, 15 minutes into the final quarter.
Forced forward by Sproul. Sproul recovers, picks the ball up, drives it down where it's Balme, falling. A great effort to mark by Clifton. He's backed up by Gott, who comes across. Gott's bundled out of the way. Might have nearly been a free kick. Gott, it is Gott's free kick. As Gott picks the ball up, goes into the centre of the ground, finds Price, who's been a good player in this term. Price goes on across the ground where we find Bissett. Bissett fumbles the ball on the first occasion, but has time to steady. Puts it wide, looking for Dean. Dean's on his own, and Dean steadies a play up. A shocking kick by Dean. McKellar missed the bounce, but it's forced forward to Wood. Wood's under pressure. Should handball. Now he kicks it. Drives it towards Hart. It's Hart. Punched away from Hart. Back to Bissett. Bissett drives the ball out of danger for the moment, but Francis Burke stands firm again. He plays on quickly, runs into the centre, has one bounce, now drives the ball forward looking for Balme. Balme's up in front. A great mark by Balme. Neil Balme, he's kicked 5.
And Balme is 40 metres out, directly in front. And some of the knockers said he was gone, couldn't play it full forward. 5 on the board. Lining them up. The difference 5 points. Oh, it's a shocking kick off the side of his boot. And and it goes over the boundary line in that forward pocket.
O'Born off, Mike. Manasseh on.
O'Born off, Manasseh on. As we see the throw-in take place over there. Clifton comes out with the ball. He's had his hands full all day, but he's stuck to his job. And his kick goes right to Francis Burke on the wing position on the outer side of the ground. There's Burke now getting it back. Thompson's in that lot, but look at the mighty pack going up. Bartlett weaves and ducks through the pack. The ball, almost taken there by Adamson, but through they come once again. Who's got the ball? Hart looks to be on the bottom of that lot. It was held by the leg, not seen by the umpire, and there'll be a bounce. Wide of centre half forward for Richmond towards the outer side. Bounce, it's an awkward one too. Waiting there is Max Richardson, a big punch away. Sends it across here, taken by Sproul. Sproul over his head to Bartlett. Bartlett steadies, he drives him at the big ones, but he's offline. And 1 point results. And so we find the scoreboard at the MCG reading in the preliminary final of 73. Collingwood 13-13-91. Richmond 12-15-87. 4 points of difference. And we're coming up to the 18-minute mark into the final quarter. Kick out goes towards Gott. Just got there. Gott now taking a bit of a run. Puts his left boot into it. Drives to the half forward flank. There's a race on here. He'll come out with the ball. It's pushed forward there by Manasseh. He gets into trouble. A hand pass goes right to Walsh. He's grabbed immediately by Dean. Dean is still going on there. Dean comes out with the ball. His kick is gallantly smothered, but he gets another go at it. Into the forward zone once again. And players are everywhere. It's McGee. Gee, what a stalwart he's been in this last quarter. McGee, a long kick into the forward zone. It's at centre half forward for the Tigers. They go up and it's Royce Hart. He may not be paying this. He's going to ball it up. Going to ball it up at centre half forward for Richmond. I'll leave the decision to you. A chance for Salmon. Ball picked up by Thompson. Thompson, a hand pass over to Clifton. He spilled it. He's grabbed. Balme tried to get away. And look at the pressure on those 36 gladiators out there. The bounce. Thompson going in there, but it's Balme going up with Roberts. A knockaway comes, and the free kick going to Len Thompson of Collingwood. Thompson to take it, coming up to the 19.5-minute mark, and the difference only 4 points in favour of Collingwood. Thompson, a big kick required here. His kick goes up towards the centre. The big men fly. They go in all directions. Sproul's there. Sproul comes out with the ball. Hand pass over there to Bartlett. It's called play on. Collingwood player stopped as Bartlett goes in towards goals. Richmond are in front. It's a goal.
2 points as Bartlett kicks his second goal. Acting captain at the start of the game. Royce Hart back on the ground now, who was 19th man. And the Tigers hit the front. A 2-point lead to Richmond.
First time they've been in front all day.
6 goals behind at half-time. They got level earlier this quarter, only to see Collingwood hit straight back with another goal. And at the 19-minute mark, now 20, it's 2 points in front for the Tigers as Thompson gets it. A hand pass to Wayne Richardson. Richardson spins out of trouble, puts the ball back down the ground. Kane comes across. He couldn't take the mark. It's forced forward as Bartlett again comes out with it. Bartlett has a bounce. A hand pass from Bartlett to Sheedy. Sheedy's in trouble, but he gets the ball forward and he's held. Sheedy held. Sheedy at centre half forward with the kick. He'll naturally drive it forward the way Balme's been marking. No, he goes for the short one where we see Sproul on his own. And Sproul accepts the mark within kicking distance. Sproul yet to kick a goal. He's 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle. The kick from Sproul. Full points! And the Tigers are 8 points up. Well, what a magnificent fighting comeback. What more could anyone ever ask to see? I'm certain Collingwood fans would wonder what hit them. Don't tell me now they're not thinking of 1970, Mike. 13-13 Collingwood, 14-15 Richmond, 8 points the difference.
Not over yet, Bob. 21 minutes of the final quarter gone. Still time for Collingwood to get back in it. But can they? That's a big question. There's a hand pass from Thompson over here towards Price. Price is grabbed. Their forwards are falling down in the last moments of the game. Manasseh kicks, however. Manasseh's kick is the long one. The top line and through for one behind. Their forwards just haven't really rammed home the advantages in this final quarter. But then again, you can't take it away from Richmond. Their backmen, McGee, Burke, Kane. There's the ball going over towards Fowler from the boot of Dick Clay. A long kick down forward. The players set themselves. And here we find Collingwood about to go back into attack. Here's a go for Max Richardson. Almost lost his head then, but it's his mark on the half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground. Too far out for him to kick it, but he tries the pass. Will it come off? Yes! Looks like Atkinson with it. Francis Burke going crook. Atkinson has kicked two. He's on an angle, but he's no more than 40 metres out. Plenty of goal space open to him. An accurate one here will notch a major. Up he comes, he kicks, and it's a goal! It's a goal! Collingwood is still in there.
1 point only as Collingwood go to 14-14, Richmond 14-15. 22 and a half minutes into this, the final term, and what a great quarter of football it's turned out to be, as it's first one side and then the other as Collingwood come back. A real fighting effort by Collingwood on that occasion.
23 minutes of the final quarter of the 73 preliminary final gone, and 1 point the difference in favour of Richmond. 98 plays 99. Richmond on 99. But here's Wayne Richardson putting the Magpies forward once again. But through comes Dick Clay. Dick Clay, a kick down towards centre half forward. Here's a go now. Ball pushed over towards Wayne Walsh. He picks it up, he ducks and weaves. He steadies. Oh, he almost runs into trouble. But he eventually gets his kick to the pocket on the outer side of the ground. Ball bounces. Hart's in there. Hart hooks it around. Here's a chance now for Adamson. He gets it over to Clifton. Clifton tries a hand pass to Salmon. It's a long kick up into the wing position on the outer side of the ground. In comes Sheedy. It's his free. Oh, Bobby, you couldn't wish for anything better.
Sheedy has been a magnificent player, particularly in the second half as a ruck rover, Mike. He has been one of the players, one of the vital players in the Richmond recovery. He, Walsh in the centre, Francis Burke on the half-back flank, all McGee at centre half-back as Sheedy puts the ball down, looking for, as Thompson punches the ball down. Carter almost took it, it's bundled away from him as Bissett comes away with it, looks for Manasseh, an awkward bounce for Manasseh, and he comes back again, it's over his head. Wood comes down, Wood, Clay comes out, it's punched forward by Collingwood as Max Richardson comes out, he balks one way then the other, it's swung away, Bissett takes it, he's bundled aside, it's swung, and it's played against Bissett, but again, he's been consistent with that one all day, and although Collingwood fans are screaming, I feel that's possibly penalised Richmond as they were streaming away from that half-back line with the ball. Francis Burke now with the kick. Burke will go wide to the outer side of the ground. It's a beautiful kick. Royce Hart's out there and Hart takes the mark. Hart, what a magnificent player. Kick from Hart, wide to the half-forward flank, looking for Walsh. Walsh has grabbed, should have been a kick to Walsh. Free kick going to Collingwood though. Kick to be taken by Daryl Salmon. Salmon wide on the half-back flank. 1 point between the sides as Salmon drives the ball to the half-forward line. It's a high kick. Jankin from behind, it's punched forward. Burke's under the back of it. McGee forcing the ball forward. He can't quite get over the top of it. It's still there, still going on, but there's a pack of players as Hart and Atkinson of Collingwood are there, and umpire Della comes down and will bounce the ball. Just into time on, and only 1 point between the sides in this do-or-die struggle, because whoever loses is out of it for the season.
Oh, there's a free. Going to Wayne Richardson, 26 minutes into the final quarter. Wayne Richardson, the Magpie skipper from the wing position on the outer side of the ground, drives it up forward. Big hurdles there, couldn't hold the mark. There's a chance for Bissett. Bissett from the pocket kicks. It's into the goal square. Look at this, Manasseh and Kane. Oh boy. If ever the Richmond supporters were relieved to see a guy take a mark, that was the time. Kane kicks to the outer flank. The players set themselves. Oh, plenty of Richmond players there. And Burke, the champion, takes it. Burke over towards Bartlett, but it probably won't come off. It's close to being out of bounds. Ball picked up by Sproul. The whistle's gone, and it's against Richmond, going Collingwood's way. 1 point the difference in favour of Richmond, coming up to the 27-minute mark in the final quarter. What a heart stopper this is. There's the short one going in. Will it come off? That's a big question. Up they go. Fowler comes out there. Sheedy comes in to lend a hand. He was over the ball, and a free kick going Fowler's way. He's got the cramp. Fowler of Richmond with the cramp. Francis Burke giving him no sympathy at all. He said, get on with it. Fowler's kick now, going to that wing position, still on the outer side. The big men fly. Wayne Richardson knocks it down. It's taken by Sproul. Sproul of Richmond up towards centre half forward. There's a battle royal going on. Almost a good mark to O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan picks the ball up. He can't go anywhere. Cranage is in there. The ball is picked up by Balme. Balme tries one down into the forward zone. Look at this for a battle. McKellar and Gott. Gott has the run. McKellar's after him. Oh, could be Gott's free kick. Yes, it is. Gott's free kick. 28 minutes into the final quarter. Still a point the difference. A poor kick from Gott, however. The ball not forward there. Could be a Collingwood free to O'Callaghan, but it's called play on. Robert Dean's in there. In comes Walsh. Oh, look, they're that tired. They're dog-tired. Walsh brilliantly gets it over to Sheedy. Sheedy, a left footer, and it bounces out of bounds. There'll be a throw-in in Richmond's forward pocket. Boy, are they weary. Throw-in takes place. McKellar's in there. McKellar gets a tap that goes to O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan tries to get it back in towards the centre. Stewart's in there for the Tigers. Through comes Price. Price is still in there. Kane is in there. Taken by Walsh. He loses possession. Ball picked up by Barry Price. He hasn't got many places to go. He gets it out of the wing position. Atkinson drops it. In comes Francis Burke.
A free kick to Burke,
comes in with it. Yes, I thought it was, Bobby.
That might be the sealer, Mike, as time's running out.
29 minutes of the final quarter gone. Could be about 2 to 3 minutes left. Francis Burke. Boy, oh boy. Full marks to this fellow. Burke's kick. It's a nice one. Players set themselves. It's knocked away, but in comes Bartlett. Bartlett screws it around over his shoulder. He's put it through. That's his third.
7 points to a lead to the Tigers. What a magnificent. I know I've said it over and over and over again, but what more could you see? We said about the time when Carlton came back, but this was a magnificent comeback by the Tigers.
29 and a half minutes gone. There's still time. Don't sell out yet. There's the bounce. Back they go. Roberts taps it down. A chance here for Dean. Oh, but look at that position. The siren's gone, has it? The siren's gone. Collingwood have lost another final, and Richmond going to the grand final of 1973. What a remarkable performance. And the scoreboard reads, final scoreboard, Collingwood 14-98, going down to Richmond 15-105.
Well, a great second half to Richmond to win 15-15 to 14-14, and 5 of those goals were to Neil Balme.
Oh, fluke.
Well, you said you'd been struggling a bit for form going into the game, but you must have kicked 4 in the second half, or 3?
Yeah, one. I think one just before half time.
Yeah. It's funny. It's almost part of football folklore that Royce Hart came on in this game and won the game for Richmond. But when you watch the replay, I mean, Royce did a couple of things, kicked a couple of goals, but really wasn't the dominant player that the history would have recorded.
Yeah, I think he's a bit Gary Lyon-ish in that his presence was very important to us at the time. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kevin Sheedy on ball in the second half, that seemed to make a difference too.
Yeah, he tackled himself beautifully there a couple of times in the end. But as I said before, he's a great competitor.
Pretty smart player, eh? The other thing I think we were talking about is, particularly in this game, probably games of that era, that playing as a forward, you had to seemed to read the kick as much as expected to be directed.
There was no picnic, I can tell you that. But there was part of the game plan or the strategy then. We didn't have, it wasn't called a game plan, it's just the way you played.
No, that's right.
And Richmond blokes particularly, we just got it in as long as we could, as quickly as we could, and there was no great advantage to forwards. But we had to compete for it, and if mark it was a bonus or bring it to the ground and start again. But I think we felt that fellas who looked for the short kick, the easy play, were the cheats, and eventually they had to break down. But that's the way
play in front and expect the kick to drop short seemed to be the main thing. But yes, I mean, and Richmond went on to win the premiership against Carlton the following week, and then the following year. So it was a great couple of years. Period, great Richmond team, and I think we were talking about there's 7 players from that Richmond team have coached at VFL or AFL level. Shooty, Burke, Stewart, Balme, Sproul, Bartlett and Hart. So a lot of players that have come through.
Oh, I guess so. I mean, it's when people are appointing coaches, I think they look for the teams they played in, rather even than just what the individual is in a lot of ways. So I guess we're lucky to be in the right place at the right time.
And playing and coaching, from your point of view, the pros and cons?
Oh, there's only one thing for this game. It's a playing game, I reckon. Obviously, if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't coach. But I think playing is far outweighs coaching.
What do you feel you get out of coaching, apart from the professionalism of doing it? What's the emotional thing you feel you get out of it?
Yeah, I still really enjoy the game in a funny way. I don't mind going to another game and having a look. I still enjoy that, which I think is probably paramount. But to be involved with the players at that level, I mean, the commitment they put in and some of the efforts they put in, it's terrific to be able to touch them when they do that. To
be part of it. And I think we might just be able, we pinched the billboard from the milk bar next door. So you'd be wanting there be a few billboards. This is the demon stun the pies. So certainly good fun coaching when the team wins.
Oh, better than other weeks, put it that way.
What about that walk across the MCG from the coach's box? Well, you don't have to walk to the southern stand, but across when you lose. It's not so much fun, is it?
No, you can hear a few comments that aren't that complimentary. But we even heard on that call, someone told me to get a haircut. I can understand why.
Well, thanks for coming in and reliving this game for us, and good luck for the rest of the year. Hope there's a few more billboards of that nature for you to enjoy. Again, hope you'll enjoy us next time when we have a look at another fantastic final.